the direction and decision by the National Council. We express our dissatisfaction by the conduct of the Ghana Police Service for failing to provide security for the Electoral Commission to conclude the outstanding 3 police stations.
Nonsiano abapa ho sima aduasa enwatwe. Aha aya Wuntumi Radio 101.3. Western in the morning live on Western Diamond Television. Adopa ya jiripa se papa na domo na doye ni mobro hununti. Nebnada no pe wo hoye. Moja edia frusani ni peduamu utachama da so da wabojimu. Kakran. Ya mumuye ya mratuo ya mboni nyine chinu. Okasia no eni da so ekunya ho. Wanjaya mfa ya nsho abone funu nsama na nto ya nso wure. Divine selection akayen. Yahuna na da ya. Ya sedane di mo kese no sansa wo da nra na adwono. Sanka ene anope wentimi ansore a. Abusia kai na hye no sanka woni obia ni asembisa bia. Nanso no mabrohunu ada Roma. Ne mabrohunu ada Roma. Ene na yemu ye kese wa ne maso ntino ene ye kan Accra ti asefo ho ena anope yi. Arafa su atenase. And then Tuesday, the 24th day of June 2025 in the year of our Lord. I don't pay a jitty pass out here. Run out to show, maybe I war, and Juma, baby, I will not know. The Hoya Boko, dear, and you're not a jitty pass out so here. But they work as Yatanasi. Jumadia yasha sia dano and nano pay so akwenya basi atwa so e jaro pebe piemu ofie ha production team ni nyina na wo keka osoro ya Accra do aya baba sumo my my Ghana so man fa nto ma papa fra e so mfa so de ne be kan ya na bia kan chirima and pay ya seda kese nkoma wo chirema ba ASN chill wo head production no Michael Yaro e wo MCR Samuel Dingwe na cameras na chi abna se wa mani ampon Kelly mana prek air technician on duty within the Osikani Frimpong Manso adapa so ho se wa bia wo puno ade ama yen se yemfa yen koma no enwura ba bia wo etano pay ye da se adapa de ye di ka cho ne se wanu a wo sira wo bintumi nnome no adano ada wo kura Israel ma wo nsaye mu e pipe kokko mu mienu ma mo famu a abra na faro no ne domo esa wo mu a wo mo peso mo tom so wure no arope wo kase na nya bambofo soronko fama wo wan kwa wadi friye mu wan kwa wo fibaye mu wan da ni jafa dumu na no pai oba pra wa kwa mu wana mo ntutu nyina no wo kase na hwa no won fansi si ye fama wo o to na no pai a wan hwa me yanto wan twa tofo fa mrew de odo sabe somu na da bia no na da roma na adumti enya nhira fama wo da bia do na be sinsuru one mama de fa onyina enhya wonsa pa cho no pay atena sie ka na hye no se enkoma hodo ofidua mu ase ya jebra ne apagya sa enkoma no nyina na egu apa so na won so che fa wo mu no watimi e de aba anopay baba me di ka hye wo kran said don't ever give up Sadanu ada nipa do a wodi nkunim no wa mana bamu amu no akonkodin pem kwada nimu a and go I na se no se won so e wonna mu prebre de wo fa mu prebre he lifted me enya de e be ka woda se wo kura wo mudie mu kura wo gidie mu apem akowanimu a he set me free ani ama nyina be kon kan dia ma o e ti anopai amwa bamu mu amma wa bamu kwaso apem kwanimu Keye na wanya mu me odi asi wani so no kwaso na pem kwanimu ya dwumadin ani ama nyina be kon kan dia ma o Abusia no pay dia me ne wo change na na ni o say don't give up. All of your hard work will pay off soon. Stick with what you are doing no matter how hard it gets. And some of them there is some crying to tell me red. But him say won so a wo hwe me wo a wo tie me no enne anopai e be hye won crying na etemi acheche wo red. O say don't give up. All of your hard work will pay off soon. Stick with what you are doing no matter how hard it gets. Abusia eyedian ya wo bra kwantuo yi abrabo yi aye boyi etoda obefuro bepo etoda obesane etoda baabi a wonnam no nze we dia wonnam gyabu pa ho egwan wo, but it will take will be a why determined will be our reata so say wo bra no ame bono baabi a me pese me hunu me ho in the next 2-3 years enie no sa nipa no ana one man abamumu amfa woni the number of challenges are wonam mu prempren enti anopai yade ya ba ye hye won kuran se hweyi no amu abamu amu koso aye adwumaden e wa akatua papa da achi bi ne yawo ya no koso na ye emfa woni awuye hia wonam mu emprempren yadian ya dakro enkunimdie mapa enso ebeba anopai fa won say adwumaden ne waji atomu a wojo say adwuma a wo ye ana woni obi na ye se adwuma no ana mporo wan wa bie wadwuma no abusua tu hu nyina che fa ma adwuma no na fa hu nyina hye adwuma no a wo ye no mu daye no a waso no baabi a wo pese wo de bra ne kokosi no abusua o tenase de wonsa hye wo damre famu a enga de a baabi a wasusu adwene ho se wo pese wo de wabrabo ekokoduru no enya de e beduru hoda ne America chiro nyina ne se when you find something doing abusua yana ye ne yie esanse adwumaden dakro e de ho faso no a ebebrɛw. Stick with what you are doing no matter how hard it gets. Ne wo ja no abusua koso anajo say adwuma bi na wo jwa emu aden de akatua ne yaketua bi wo sode anopa this wo fa fomo no wakọ adwuma wo sode anopa this enei ayeka say aduane mpo no ebi enka wano na wakọ adwuma abusua ne wonam nyina no ebi mpo a na yedi siesie wo de amada chi bi nanso no wo no enei ne wo ne de wo nam munti no wabam ye abu anisha sore waka wamu ama bobra du anim adi mu nkunim nyina no aye wo hia omu abiso omu wo ma hyase no ambeka ti o sa hyase no na nya betesa o adwumaden ana ye yo ya enkakran yetimi atutu ya namo ababeduru empempensu aye wei ebi a wote market airton toast wote market airton jene wote market airton bidie wobi nso afam car ho shadow wobi nso a taxi driver wobi nso a journalist me pa cha wode a wode wonsa toso a wo jodo anope ma ba me ba be kai wo ma hye won kuran se yana ye ni ye brighten the corner where you are esanse de wote dwa so airton toast no when mu pefe say ye ben amre pa beba ama na djuma no watemi abiemu anope tie don't give up and mawabemu and found the ebesi wa how atete kodanna sika sababa ye den and found the ebesi kwaswa tu hu che na ye adwumaden na enche adwumaden a wo ye enne no wo chena obete so aba eso nkunimdie beba afei tie ne ye wo ywa eye papa no a edi wo de asi wani so se opese oyo anase wo de asi wani so a wo yo no abusua he emma wa ba mu muda kosoa na gina mu die mu na yo eye de nya baabi a wonam a eho otro no baabi a waduru a wotimi se ha de e den no wotimi efa ho a akwanya kese bi ewo epono na chi e twen baabi a waduru hunu se emu odin Otwa wani kura entwa oda ho kura nya yiye no abusua otra ho no a enkunimdie mapa enso ebeba etoda ya na ye de abrabo ye mfato ho ye hya ase ba bia hya ase firi ye enkakran abusua enne se ya nwianta so ampema nkoye nimu a na na meka kire anka ka bayi ye nsi kurodua mu asese kunkron na ye hwenne ye fa mu mra bia besene ko a anka ya bemu buye ane yesa so ko ye nchi nanso no ye kai unu se ne odi asi wani so a wo pese wo yo no esese wo weta so se we na me pese me yo kakran eniema esesa etano pay emfa no de wo na mu ne odi asi wani so no kosoa na yo emma wa ba mu ne wo ya no mpo no de wo expect se be ba wo nche no se emma emwa ba mu fa san show dem rifa mu empia de wo ye ne nto se ma ye bi ma bre ma ba mu abu esan se de na me hwa anim se me nsa beka no me nsa ntimi yankanti no me gya mu de agu ho no sa wo ye sa wo be kwa ba sha ase afiri eye ba bia wo sha ase afiri ye no time no ade tifie nyina no anka wo de gina wo mudie mu eye adwumaden a anka sa time ni nyina no anka wo betimi apema ko animu entia no pay tie ne wo ye no anamo a wutu no se beboa wo daachi a na aboa afoforo a eben wo a abusua emma wa bemu muda all of your hard work will pay off soon enche tie me say enche adwumaden a wa ye ne ya na adwumaden a wo ye ne se ne obenya daachi papa no abusua enche bia no sa daachi papa no ewe punu na chi wo be bia punu no na wa hunu daachi papa no aye ka ho asemo no. Stick with what you are doing no matter how hard it gets. Emu baya den pa nanso no ne wotimi epem famu no wano na ye fe nkunimdifo enti no ebra den ba emu abamu mu enten na nkase ba bia beduru de mapem ompem ye. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Arape tie ne esiwani so ne onsa toso a wo ye adwuma wo ye ne opesa wo ye na wo ye ne ye daachi no kai na hye no so say don't ever give up. All of your hard work will pay off soon. Stick with what you are doing no matter how hard it gets. Aropa nyina we isu na yamo ache na yensan so emao akwaba ansa na be pia fie no ka kire ho say me pema komanimu enya de a me mama bamu abu emre mu aden beba de na nso no me pema famu na dan kwama bi no enkurumdie mapa enso atimi aba. Anope join you live on all our social media platforms. And you know, you're live on Facebook, Western Diamond TV. We are also live on YouTube, Western Diamond TV, TikTok also. Yeah, live. Uko wa like here page, you know. Na wa share link, you know, and so edia my fa comment and so efa hobra. WhatsApp and a text, you know, 0248071174 0248071174. You better bre na ebeka yansa etimi akenken nsem ni nyina enso ede amount some 52 minutes gone past 6 anope.
Henry Nanabwache, the national organizer, is the vice chairman for the committee. Honorable Jerry Ahmed, the second deputy whip, minority whip, is also a member of the committee. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman Divine Ogobo Utu is also a member of the committee. The Deputy General Secretary Haruna Mohammed is the secretary to the planning committee. Honorable Abna Ose Asari is also a member of the committee. The National Treasurer Dr. Charles Darona is a member of the committee. The deputy
Etimi and His Excellency, the former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Bawumia, Ekodi Nkitaho. It was a spectacular occasion and a spectacular meeting, and rather, Dr. Bawumia met with a former MMDCs. Now, a yes, and Yaniama Koyan, and clearly a catcher said Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia again momentum with a year some 220 former MMDCs. Now, Doduano constituency and regional leaders and so throw one support behind a year Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia and the bid for a year the presidential primaries, you know. Eti na nrada kasa bebrebe no na amanfo e kan na de ben adanu ada wo bi ko ye no nipa dodo ase na endorse no na hwan ni we nyina do nrada be pie mu se meeting na wo mu di kan ayo ye no wo ma endorse obi a na no kura no nipa no ana wo di ni birthday no e na ton sa de frɛ wo mo amom ko di ye. But when the woman see a ya wabo to say the friend Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia as womra. And clearly you can see the discrepancies between the two meetings held and yana woman de jandam adade aduane a womu die ene nsuo mu dware nyina no so no e bo jandam den se adanu ada we no ekoya no nipa do se e na endorse no ne nyina nkamfu ano se na nkontompo ni atro sem nko a Ejanrada akwenya kese baye His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia etimi ekokohia eye all former MMDCs na echese nika na ehyenkran pa ekire opefe se Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ewohoi ene he is loved by all nipa ene womo eye no ene uye we nyina no wo makoma mu no wo mu pefe se Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia is a born leader. Yes, woman pefe. Entino yankwe. Me ba chaw enya video we emfa we nika besrew. Follow the we no amedia ma ho no. Entino Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia edru eye auditorium ho no. Bra be hwe eye former MMDCs ya na womo twimumume ede ehia no kwan. Natural pefe say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia eye a force to reckon with. Or a force to reckon with. Or a force to reckon with. And just a Nigeria wokeka na a war a meeting in Nsiamu na se no clearly a chop face and kakran nyame ya dum a January 31 2026 no victory ebeko ediama Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia. No two ways about that. One more munye dede no mo munye dede no na fei adwuma no e wo fam ho one more mani da ho no enso enko fam wo no mo koye adwuma no ejinu we e Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia and rather e wo eye meeting grounds na say hwe sene the former MMDCs no eni age na wo mo e budget Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia so e che opefe say this man over there no a leader and praying the new patriotic party esese wo mo san so eto abama no na wo tu franka de ma eye NPP amayoku no esan se bibi ewo Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia mu a se saade no ya man akwanya ema no emfa ma monte ma ne ma meye muwa ma minu mienu a abusua enya de be yiye eti no we nyina no eye niema e kire wo se His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia obesan ba biem. Yes, we are saying this on authority. Say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia will be elected as the flag bearer of the new patriotic party for 2028 presidential elections. First time baby and so on kanahwe. Because okay the euphoria, the energy, the positive energy na ewo nhyiamu na sia. Natural prefer say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia eye wo bia party fo no epe no wo pe na asem a wo pese wo di eye party no animu moving into eye the 2028 presidential elections. Entino yankwa hwe de course so enrada ye hwe ya na fe ye tie nkomon so e course so enso
Isn't it? Yes. President Kufuor handed over power to who? Atta Mills. They contested again in 2000 and 2004. Isn't it? Yes. And then Atta Mills unfortunately passed away and gave it to John Mahama in terms of he was elected. But the Mills Mahama government handed over power to who? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, whom Mahama had contested. And Nana Akufo-Addo has also handed power to who? To John Mahama, whom he contested. So now, who is John Mahama going to hand over power to? It's clear. Your mama will hand over power to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. That is what is going to happen. Every president has handed over.
2024, during the tenure of the immediate past MPP administration, at this time that the party has announced the election of flag bearer on the 31st of January 2026, we deem it important to let the rank and file of our party know our thinking and our observations as we choose a leader for the 2028 elections. Following extensive consultation with all aspirants and after a thorough assessment of their vision, their competence and commitment to the MPP progress, we are convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the best candidate to lead the MPP job. Today, 220 former MMDCs, comprising men and women who have served at the grassroots level, with dedication, have signed onto this declaration, pledging not just our vote, but our time, our resources and energy to mobilize, to campaign and deliver a massive support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's candidacy. Our endorsement is not merely symbolic. It is a strategic and operational commitment, with 95% of us having previously served as either constituency or regional executives, some for over 16 years. We possess an intimate understanding of the MPP's structures, dynamics, and electoral needs. We will deploy this experience to ensure Dr. Bawumia's message resonates in every corner of Ghana. Why our endorsement stands out? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We have also listened to other aspirants and we have come out with this statement as forum of former MMDCs for Dr. Bawumia. Fellow Ghanaians, esteemed members of the media, dedicated supporters of the New Patriotic Party, we have invited you here today to meet the forum for former MMDCs for Bawumia. We are a forum of 220 MMDCs who have served between 2017 and 2024 during the tenure of the immediate past.
That was a year the former MC for Adenta, Honorable Ebenezer Doku, and Nana Okasano say, and yeah, we nyasa wamo press conference kekesau. Nemo muno. Some 220 former MMDCs abe wamo signatures atu eye enkrata no wo kenkan no ase say ensuomu ewiamu wamo declare wamo support e ama Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia na dru time wa ye to aba no nso a safo ni nyina no ebe to aba no ama Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia amana sanso abe lead the new patriotic party once again. And you know, it's now say deda ne and someone na manfo bi mu kamre bi abese no konyina no abusia and ye ura party no mu a the support base of Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia no enormous. And clearly utie Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia kasa wakane edwumade a watimi aye over the years as the vice president. Natural pefe say at this time no say party no epe wo bia wo be did enimu na ye moving into the 2028 presidential elections Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ono pe asa nyasa me bu o ma kan nim tia nanso no ebre bia ne leader esese party no etimi ede ne ba ebre bia ne kandinia party no ebehia ede no akọ eye akansie. And clearly Dr. Mahmood Bawumia over the years no wo hwe ne posture ne hard work ne dedication ene enkomom pa wodi a natural prefer say papa no esese party no esanso etimi ema na kwanya eti enrada e won kran no na eni so papa former MMDCs endorso His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia. Na kasa ba ko a Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia kan ya na eto nipa dodo na akoma so enie o say I may not be rich, but I have rich ideas. Poor people can also be presidents of Ghana. His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia 2 MMDCs and rather womo Asia no. I may not be rich, but I have rich ideas. Poor people can also be presidents of Ghana. His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia kasa penny eka ebinie enye dede o enanya atemdidi o enanya 92 o ahan wo dia wo mo nyina ekasa fo aso to fam na tie nsem a efri emperimfo no a one person o mo lead eye party no enum eba o wi anu wan kasa wa pass o judgment kasa bi wo wa say this is a leader party here at this particular point in time. And you know, say, I may not be rich, but I have rich ideas. Poor people can also be presidents of Ghana. His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia. Now, what this answer way to Gado on the other side, you know, no say entrophobia shasia, one more response, unnecessary response, because and someone Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia can, you know. Wakane ma eye ana wakane kire MMDCs no say womunya ne mugidie even though eba ne sika wonu woni sika ne gete nanso no enema e woni trimu no a wodi kan di bia to dwama na ye as vice president of the Republic of Ghana no sa nema no mo no adaso woni trimu enti ye de tumi ne hye ne nsa na wono e na ekura eye stia no a na o steer the affairs of the country ya sa eye ideas no more beba eba beboa eye Ghana fo nyina na wo bi I chese asem ye asem ye ka de ma nipa baako waje agina mu e responde really se sa na e be kore dia ene na ehun konko hiampo se wo be ba bontia ma be ka kire amanfo se you can say the leadership no wamo e won kabo mu mo na so the chitafo na ya wamo create problems no and some we free will leader na no be ba no and no na chitafo no be fa na wamo de aye de omo peso wamo de yo and you know Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia a very calm respected soul say I may not be rich, but I have rich ideas. Poor people can also be presidents of Ghana. And rather, as some way our can, you know, a toma kuma sopa. And here the answer, you know, say party no, Madaroma, Muamutu Abano, a Duhua, Moon choose a leader or yet trust wealthy. A leader Nanu Drua, one for party in some Emma do and Montenso. Mon selected a leader. Why bida? The first time crowd call 4.7 million vote no nyaye. It's like so pefe say. Ya sounds the no kobiemua. And ye when nkurimdia mapa ebebre party no His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia. But rather and newly trained teachers, that is 2022 badge for no one ko picket here Ghana Education Service headquarters. Na me bisa say adanu ada sebu ebetina fia kan susu ampa se anka abanya otiswe agire Ghana ngumasua ho a say ye be catch now say wotu abade tia MPP na ye doctor edu twumfiri ho a na motu abade man this na wo mo de ye Haruna Edrusu ba abusua yan education sector no ebe crash me kai na amanfo odi matem wo a ba me emfa me ho ene de na asi 6 months into NDC administration and now any adwumakuo wey strike ade tia we mo demonstration enti honorable Haruna Idris wada Roma mamimisa akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ yi a wɔn identity yɛ wi a wɔn anya adwuma a wɔn ɛɛhwɛ 6 months munie budget a mo prepare yɛ no mo antimi an factor safoɔ no into the national budget abra mo ne mo pefe sɛ ɛneɛ safoɔ wei no for some months nie yɛntwa mo kae enti the education minister wada Roma pad no a mo se yɛ nkɔnkɔtɔ no pad no ene we mu akatua de be ma mo no emfa sode be pa na wo mu ya bisa etenrada ewo education ya can say Ghana Education Service headquarters ho no ene 2022 batch of trained teachers no eko picket here wo say ya form adwuma mu abosumi be de ohonie akatua ebi mae and baby and America kono abaye very very careful. How many times na abaye dada no abra woteso no yehunu demonstration upon demonstration. Professional bodies are a year picketing ne demonstration ne sit down strike ahodo no yehunu say ye ma abaye ne ma oppressive SWAT. Akotata asafo na na. Abusia Your Excellency President John Dramani Mahama wadaruma no pay ye bowo punu a na ye kaaka wo se tumi no safo wo ya na de tumi ne ma wo enti no se wo mo akọ Ministry of Education anampo no Ghana Education Service headquarters a na wa call for reinforcement se SWAT fo e me pam wo mo efiri ye premises wo sa baby eduru no really enti no in your short no akyerɛkyerɛfo a abandada no form adwuma mu na aban ba ye eka yɛde omo no wayi na nia wɔn pɛso obetua wɔn grievances na nra wɔn ɛshow ye no ɛwɔ Ghana Education Service headquarters ne yɛbɛkɔ aba na fei yaba be di emu enkomo yie ma me kɔ ama no so na me ne Honorable Benjamin Kesse ɔyɛ former MC Takwan Swayemu Any enkomo. Honorable Ben Kesse anopai, good morning.
Good morning, Madam.
Na ohonamu ya boko die.
Na kupo kede ampoda Roma. Mbulu se ozo nwe.
Na mi adum yansu ya ho ye pa chakwa ne mpate mo nso tise anopai.
Na kupo kede ampoda Roma obi ya ho.
Very well. We dia ya to abawie ye no ene ne de dikan a ye ne edi enkomo. Na ye hyase na ye mo abaso. Your tenure in office as the MC for Ayatakwan Swayemu no adwumaden modern ba utimi ebo ye ne niema wodo a wode bra de hie Otakwan Swayemu no honorable Esuani pa se obi a mo abaso a ye de yehunu ye entina no pay ye bo abaso nyame wonhira no onye okese why
mada asibe mama wona tie fo na so afisia pa nana danko kufu ado ne Dr. Bawumia aban me fa ne MPP aban na we say di mani na we fa e de na fe de manya men MPP aban a we so mo Ghana fo me say me promo me you know my ticket could go ticket for me baby
aye
me say me promo Ghana for the sign akofa because I'm kofa
very well
that's it
right Wadaruma and rather any Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia some former MMDCs ekoshiamu ewo enkrai Wadaruma ensiamudie no now was yebi adugudinti ayebisa sa ne say after the meeting no and there were some commentaries na ebimo eka say sa 120 former MMDCs womo endorse Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia candidate channel enya no kure nipa mienu bi pe ene gina cameras no animu a womo stage sa propaganda no na ene ya yekasa yi MMCs no mo ko nyina nyom nyina na womo supporto Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Wadaroma adwumadie na ase na o wase ene ma ko sei
yo me da si bi no kure na me wo ase pa say His Excellency, former Vice President, all MMDCs. The chairman said, we want awesome as MMDCs and that go to administration. If you numbers, no so because we were several first term. Now, Mama Jane, the second term, numbers no so and she and Koma Penino and the na Aham and you know we say yeah Namuna yeah Sabi at least I require everybody's of legal capacity Ubia Tuaba Ubia so Sabi ono ati di fie enti no de ko ba e say ye no na no ye nim be bia obia e den na number ACC enti no declaration no no kre am say no mi tie le ko so na ni na ka fa ye na wan ka say MMDC mina ye wogana na ye koye no I say forum for Dr. MMDC forum for Dr. Bawumia and it's true there's a group like that me am no ka say me come the boss will be great and you know few of them na acquired say president. And you know, it's true that there was a declaration, but the point I want to, correct is that it will be it is what you say, we should say, on your way. Let's say, Sami Pano, on cat forum,
okay,
because I'm also security, other platforms are also the support of Mokadit. The Democrats may make sure that we be to show be say ahaya na to wabako e ma me sha asia mekaye no ya ko ho no already ni aye yekura no obia is of legal capacity
right
and you know Sunday ko see the declaration here it is a forum for MMDC's forum for Dr. Bawumia omo na ye press conference no
I see Wadaruma forum members were they up to 220 no yeah, can say, and I yet to say one more declaration.
We have a platform, and looking at the numbers, now more than that.
Okay. And to the declaration, it 220. No, the better me idea to Muse and yes, I penalty.
Oh yes.
Very well. I say, young message, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Ede Ebremo and Ra. What's Nasidina Osha? Does it resonate with a party structures and afei party one more form one more slow nyina no resonate with a message what they buy nana
na kwani say yako yedo yekoshia we work in the Japan so
okay
yekoshia you have done a sample but we are presenting the case so basically you say so onye ọmọ fi egwu a and who quite for solution.
Right.
And you know, this time, all of us must be careful. The way so support will be make sure you don't offend the other competitor because MPP competition are equal. See, Mamadi can cry in affiliates when so support will be a opening, we are right to support anybody. But you share not young, the big and Korean somebody for my and you know, as someone can only 2 enemy as a papa. And now, former vice president, or can someone who see baby say, your party no more back person. Open be in the war, what be the party no more, or call. Your friend says, anymore, another contest, and another win. And that is true, that is factually correct. And now, or sign can circumstances here, if you see a man, you do with the you do. And you know, or no, we did say, yes, I didn't be more. In fact, or can I compare President Mahama? Say, 2016, you know over 1 million votes. No, we are fees, want to look and contest assemblyman position. It is or no, at the time, it will be a fire the viewer. Or no, so coalition over 41% here, which is the view. And to look analysis here, say, former president Bia, the 1392 constitution say pretty. President Bia handed over, and the mark will be an competition. And that is also factually correct.
Yeah.
President Wallace, or handed over my president for no and competing. I think, and no handed over man. President Kofoso, handed over my. And you were my president, the late president at America. No one is going to compete today. In terms of hand over at the former late president Jonathan Ross. Now, may answer fee and my president Ross a female. President also say, the money Mahama, His Excellency, or also other competition and another. And see. Now the so coffee, or the baton no ama, we are going to compete here, President Mahama. And you know, we say, why not President Mahama so? Other compete here, man. Let's say, other hand over man, let's say, we are not competing, or no, hand over man. And so, in some of Kayana, analysis here, or Yana. The credit said, well, also, Uncle be a once or no card there, or between me, and party no more about question. To me for to the as a Maokayano, and yes, papa, yes, someone, or no agreement, a classroom. Now you would use one with a classroom, but I'm a Kayan. But there was a saying, and 2024 election, I call it. It could be a high, see a beauty of a win. And to your queen, also portray be a bonnet, but when to me, you'll sign out quality. Now, Yakoyanim, Yakobu to win, but maybe a more mature and some more former vice president Karen, and some of that grassroots, you know, and your money being you know, somewhere. Now, your sign and the Noqua, begin to say, from Serbia. The other candidates are also telling us what they can do. Fantastic. Because I listened to Dr. Baina Champo. Fantastic presentation. Fantastic presentation. And you know, like I said, we'll be so cool. Who knows? We'll be able to answer again. I'm telling you. Because also there in someone who are Banoa. Now I say, this one is better, and that is the beauty of competition. That's the beauty of competition. And you know, so it's good to be a declared Dr. Bawumia. Your choir, so other people spoke, but this is good, this is nice. And you have to talk to us. Now you choose what will be good for us. Maybe my ability, maybe fear they say, you to kind of such that we are. Now say we are blue for a yen to me and come. You are quite the same year. no declaration of course we are attending the album and can say the other group also feel say almost they have every right to also say I belong here. Now more yes declaration also na my say go cancer more be divided further. Now we are to make a boom and your corner side there mean say
okay, but honorable Yerubesina Yanhwe emprempren candidates ahodo a wo mo atwe muti a wo person to frank ade ma party no. What the Dr. Bawumia to talk one more akano ho. Do you think say esi ahene ne atu ahene for party no mu esan so ye Dr. Bawumia adumu biemu a na obeli the party no a this time around no obetimi agitumi e de ama party no?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so because Edioma 2024 we catch the Ghana for no. Because nature is calling all of us to order. When you put on the so natural here artificial indicators to point to something. And see, normally be better. Sabi no mampani dada mampani ability dada okay say boko conflict. We are talking about 2024 and somewhere a course say that it's not as it used to be. And you know me did pass but I'm an individual and you know said the other competitors are also speaking well, they are doing well. My Dr. Diana Champion the actual.
Yeah.
Let me share no the political circles minimum. Your national family day on a minister for the Batapa. Listening to him, another fantastic young man. And others are more ever, but also as a factor because your MPP there, we have the men. Until as a factor, but member and your mother Dr. Bawumia at Wasua said the Abakwasemo Ayakan be to me I predicted the year because it's true that it will be a mabako and then we need that. And yet Dr. Bawumia na perform badly. Said be a first timer after election on issue. Why in 2024 they also Kuma and someone you are in the sanity. Now you catch the Ghana for. We start to figure out say economy. Dear Kaya and then we should be let's say a fashion inclusive fashion season. There's a Mahama Kaya. Inclusive fashion season. Because at the time no na yama me hawa your friends hawa kunsin inclusive ma you know ma apofui ega to score political point and once I get microphone now catch Ghana for say where they have power inclusive fashion season that nti obi a me apofuni open the Jumas wako na the man assurance we aso the trauma
yes
and then down so the inclusive fashion season you know yeah, power no, yeah, can never be brilliant. You know, nature is calling us to order. You know, may I believe that if we give him the chance, if the MPP delegate will give Dr. Bawumia the second chance, the better for all of us. But I'm not downplaying the competence of the other competitors.
Okay.
We have to talk on that. We did this. We'll choose the best leader for MPP.
Very well. Yeja mo akono ene yenhwe takwa nswaye mu enkomo kakra. Honorable George Mekuduka abaye to ye no nipa wo takwa se won tena se kakra. E do mo de Salifu Isatela ebaye. Wo baye na bosumi ye nsia mu nie. Enkomo no etesen e wo takwa nswaye mu.
No one American national level. Oba Haswa. We did say, talk of women, talk on science women, everybody, echo. And now, I may share video beer on the constituency chairman. afei de o ka kire the supporters say ade ne summit here na and so pressure kwa so obia pay adwuma wo man se moye thinking that we MC and also we member of parliament yeah like I say we cannot offer go for that and that's what they told the people that all Buduka on farm for mines offer Buduka about you matise offer mines penina ya befame and all the nigga campaign on Buduka trinode on farm for mines mines for Bufi Central region fantastic and attack for you in spite of all the development the America across the country a man of sports wa Takoradi so yin kwa park ayo ha the last put back 6 standard ones ona Buduka die ni mu ye wati ne park ye wa kon park ye wo e kete ene ma branch ye ko fa ba ko mu han but ni man kete ejuma sam branch ye ni pe ejuma ya so e program ti e ba ye map ko ni ade ye ntuaka amafo akoye ko de ye ntu omuka nti opposition ni bana baka kire say wo kula we di MPP ti ya he ntua waka wo de wo ti ya de no be ba mu adwuma ye tumi ba ye say ye pese ye community mining wo baby bia asase ne ye mines for asase okwa ewi then the opposition will come and tell them no me ba no mines for the kata ye the concession be mamu mo be ye adwuma so nti wo a wo ti aban mu no Opemwa and because it's a mining concession. On farm you can go there. Call police better. Make us say you should not mind to be sure for home police at your moon. You be a second be near there. Until Kokumua, they tell you which we could be the part of Bramia, which we could confirm the part of Bramia, not Obama. The position will go and tell them, so we do a local independent official address. Also, you cannot bend the law. Or Kabu Sosa. Na you na yeti bi na ya be amount na waba no kura me say nti ya de cement 10 bags kura ko baby achievement cement 10 bags when we were building blocks you see a diamond you see cement 10 bags kura no ya mo press conference nti no am say amara de am say 6 months any nti yeah, Mokaka, but Obia would be a concert. Memenda, if you're there, you
that's right.
Not a grown cabo. And see, I said, you're more about the most happy. So I asked to Abasa, I make a good higher than I'm gonna near the room. Because we're on and say, oh, by was a aspect of fire and also the account. We couldn't have them. I am a man. And say, 1 yard of aspect of a crowd, maybe now. They are too cool. And you know, at the end of the day, across the country, no matter me, opposition on another mode or can't you will listen. You know, until we blame Dr. Bawumia for honorable Buduka for winner, and we because the development of the two about power there. You could see secondary school. I won't say it. On that, Kabrani school, on play school, and that's a little paper, you might house school. And we are going to mind yet. School. And you know, a man can also open the mines, small scale mining. Now, I would be chile. Dig. The Kuduka, a galapse. The Kuduka, a galapse. So, I move this one. Now, most your chile, you're a bar. The number forest me, everything. And so no more to try maybe a babble thing. Forestry for you show and the blue a kitchen manti matter. Sister no dear any wire from within and without. You get to what's one TV. Forestry commission Sabio obi na show mo boss Bawumia a high difficult way ba you be see you obi wa won ti ase man see abranche bi say chire ya re akemo and last week me ko fa kwan no so baby na enya hanana obi ba na ya chile and then this ba ya say minor concession kura you go so 82 million Munya dia ko so no afena em say nipa no ye ni bi ba you know what happened say ya ye bi money fa chire kakra ko tebere be area ho o de ba branch bi fa shabo bi no kututu e be cheno e ma me no ka sei kan da be and you know it's a whole lot a complex mix and you know ma beans na baby ka say as obi na ayi na MPP4 obi o wa no crack no pay school fees okay bibi oba e wenye ni na ama no ebi sukwa na go bi wentumi ama no ogwawo konto aba no oba ne dan because wentumi miti obia demand then this is what it kabum the MPP HD na wonya na no so MPP ni so MPP ni de you know said omode ya party no e ba ya no we are very liberal yeah MPP from Kasa said that extremist but NDC no accommodate the crowd of Kwaba NDC but MPP need the other na kakra bia no I steady I'm Paul maybe MPP here menya pin make us say so na o ma premier Kufuado de nyema gu kwan so free CK Saba nka wo fa bi ko school a e ba beji buska no o ko di free and so still so nya hwe nti ya ka na ono so agwa tum nya hwe on ko to aba na MNDC ono so a on ko to aba no MNDC fo na fa ho akoto aba na mo abeji tumi afei omo ba na omo ye se ya na afei me manto na there will be a council there abandon the manto and they know what they na awanto and they say unia onye adwuma wo education service mi ya pamoni me ede na me me bibi a me o nti this emre so na ya san da na yensa na ya kotoa na ya tumi yi no crash say and then we also ya so ya mfa amtutu emene bi wa ya fa amtutu so obi wo ha ade kakra bi e wo se oye na ade no system do buda ho no so e de number bi obi tumi ko sabi grassroots person bi tumi ko opening the office so the man audience kura ya asam ni na no ye side yen MPP in 24 your side so no so obi copy bibi kakra ye say say obeko ye bi kwan ma no simple man akono na me so akoya asem obi pa admission so ba woni bi untumi ya waka kire no so ha de den ya famfa ha obeji kita na to ho kobra okwa na wadwa so do woni MPP ni de liberal nti wo hande ni ya ni bi fu nti NDC for na omo central command NDC for the central command when the command comes from the top obia be tiase but MPP ya team no ya ngwa sa wo obia che na gwen obi ni say yakọ shia opede ya be ya obia che na gwen obi se no wa but NDC odwa na Dr. Bufo kora oye ya banko abo mu akonya zengina ono kwa onye baby nyina ya tiano no papa no I steady but when people do nothing obisa ma show down pa na obi mu se ya sign there or the tie but you know, nature is calling all of us to order, and we'll come back to it.
Okay. Honorable Benjamin Kessie, I pay 101.3 and I feel Western Diamond Television and that's it. And it wadaje when you're my. Okay. And you know, I was Honorable Ben Kessie and I didn't come on former MC Takwa Inswayemu and I Yeneno Akasano. And clearly, a chop if he say, maybe I name my air cancono. One more Mokika say, and yet. MMDC's Nina endorsement no fair enough, but one more no the 220 year there was a declaration and an endorsement. I feel back to a teacher for no. Maybe some Rabo Haruna Idris to say Nada Roma say one no ministry no our dano no ana emweduma for abosome edu abosome ensia Yentia car. Anka what met me atena ministry. In any case, what is happening to our democracy? Because constitution in my BBA quite set or staging demonstration. And now pono what strike it or picket it constitution in my whole crime. And you know, they see here Ghana Education Service headquarters and one suma a process for SWAT team say one me pamo and could adwa legitimately one mo kwa bisa near a safata said the momwa young fama womono sana mo no amutu ye no na ni hwanfa the batch of videos ni gumu mame na yen kohwe ne ntie na ye course and rather Ghana Education Service headquarters for Emra.
But the IMA attitude say, yen as a chair for our rights as workers have been violated. But ye kama phobia. The Edikano, and yes, we have skipped all the channel of communication. And Yababedu say it started last year. We are in the 10th month now. And I ensanka ye IDs, and ye ensanka ye salaries. But the attitude say, yen as a chair for our rights as workers have been violated. But ye ni kama phobia intina Babedu say, and I who said the air cosono is a deliberate attempt to deny us of our salaries. If we say and I'm say omote say ye beba ha bia omoso omapaw abedwakuo say ye mra ne ene omontena se ne enye hyehyeye ne enhwe how best the IDs will be released. We have done all these things but to no avail. It's not yielding any results for us. Into the air can say omampanyi Mahama eti yenka GES Director General under Ministry of Education, they are sabotaging his government and making his government unpopular because we have been at post for 10 good months and even IDs that are identified us as workers of Ghana Education Service have not been released to us. This is not fair. This is not fair. And we do say that a hungry man is an angry man. And when the power of the powerless evolved, those in authority shall shake and fumble with its repercussion. And now no pay yanu muni ne toto yanu muni ne noa yeba hapani bia mekasa ye ho. Does it mean say the leadership are not there? They have seen us, they have recognized our presence, but they are not here to address us because they know what they are doing is totally wrong.
Yes, I have been for 10 good months. I didn't see me ye be posting medical acquire jobi 2 weeks nipanaba edru say staff for the man dey abajam manage sika me staff for the man even kwa me call before answer ye bi school mpo bone be na ya baby a edru gi say ye frey maame mo ye nua mo answer ye didi nti ye bone say ye call school ana bone Mosora mo si yenko school ya ko school no so na ye adwuma dia o se mo de maye na ye so ye ho toye no mo fa maye ntia ye bone abusua mi bisa mo ma mo afie bone say yenko school
the community knows very well that
omo hwe yan de yesra omo nyina ne say 10 months menya sure so omo ti office wo obi anya 10 months ayentua ne odo omo mfa omo na be hye shoes mu na omo hwe heat ewom nti yesra omo de o so omo ye mayan ye ho beto yen no e na yesra omo nya mayan ya bre nyesa ya bre mpo ya bre 10 good months
and in 2022 we graduate here the 47 colleges of education we memo ase ya abanda dan e form adwuma mu na enei Ghana Education Service we mo e some statement bi aba one person mo justify problem no and the causes of the problems you know MC Arfato so mam ne kan fa ma medical catch or that said NDC aban ofa the 2024 manifesto under education me say and some mutintim gu mu nyina ne nyansa bia ni mu what to adwumaden or say o du twumu ne napomu ebeye at the education ministry a natural pefe se aban bi ba enwumasua ne priority o hwema womo nwumasua mu enso enya akande ahodo esese womo nsa eka na womo kura no womo ye adwuma wo ba bia ye kira de ne ho kura ne ban so no ensa ka de esese womo nsa ka ntiri we a press statement after say the newly trained teachers aya postu womo no picket Ghana Education Service headquarters no we any the service no at the bio say GES addresses concerns of newly posted teachers. The management of Ghana Education Service acknowledges receipt of petition presented by a section of newly posted teachers on Monday, June 23, 2025. These teachers, who assumed duty in September 2024, have expressed concerns primarily regarding delays in the issuance of staff IDs and non-payment of salaries. Management wishes to acknowledge these concerns and further clarify the actions taken to address the issue. Recruitment background. In 2024, GES recruited 12,807 graduates from the colleges of education. As of December 2024, 9,950 of them have received staff IDs and were paid. However, 2,113 had staff IDs but could not be paid due to the expiration of financial clearance. In addition, 582 teachers did not receive staff IDs because of delays in documentation, including inconsistencies in SNET numbers, Ghana card details, and instances of self-reposting. Steps taken by GES. The present GES management, upon assuming office, immediately undertook a nationwide staff validation exercise from 7th to 14th March 2025 to confirm genuinely recruited teachers and clean up recruitment anomalies. This followed revelations of irregularities as captured in recent audit report. A technical committee, including representatives of the aggrieved teachers, has been set up to ensure prompt communication, feedback, and coordination. Twaswa, or say, letters have been sent through the Minister of Education to the Ministry of Finance requesting an extension of the expired financial clearance to allow for payment processing. Fortunately, a budgetary allocation was made in the 2025 budget statement. GES is actively working to resolve recruitment backlogs and to prevent recurrence by addressing systematic issues in the recruitment process. The inconsistency in teacher representation. A challenge GES continues to face is the frequent emergence of new groups aggrieved teachers with shifting leaderships and inconsistent representation. It becomes difficult to track concerns and ensure progress. Every picketing exercise often involves a different set of individuals. GES appeals for coordinated, unified, and consistent representation from the teachers to help streamline the engagement process. While GES appreciates the frustration of the affected teachers, it is important to note that significant progress has already been made. The service assures all affected staff that every effort is being made to rectify the situation and ensure that all genuinely recruited teachers receive their due remuneration. Management remains committed to transparency, accountability, and collaboration in resolving this matter in the best interest of our hardworking teachers and the education sector at large. Signed, Daniel Akun-Fenyi, Public Relations Officer for Ghana Education Service. You know, where and someone muaya womo edi aba. But in any case, when the first time wa atrechirefuo bi atikua womo apiketi. Me baba be yes adie we hu adwuma. Yankwa omane so na yene eye Dr. Hayford Ayirakwa eni eye enkomo oye fellow ewo APL. Me ba chaw APL edi esove bi aba mountain so a womo etire mu pefe se ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is loved by the NPP people. Na se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ye to abano ena anka obedi emu enkunimu. Yara Kennedy Japan the other hand no ene ne support base you know basically from the NDC. Tiebiem Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia support base you know within the party. Kennedy Akompre Japan support base you know NDC. And you know clearly can't assembly the chira say dada ene wamo ayo nyina no woman mu prefer say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ba ene ebe din dia ma NDC ne say wamo ebe win to me in 2028 and you know one bed do meye bia say wamo ebe tie Kennedy Japan achi na wonu mama win because wonu win dia ene e cool chop e ma the National Democratic Congress. Dr. Hayford Ayirakwa anope uti enka machi.
Yeah,
very well. The kai APL ade research bia ba ene research no mu no e chepefe se ura MPP amanyokuo no mu a enipa tie Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia chi no ene na bebrebe no a se na ne to aba Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebe wini. But Kennedy Japan on the other hand no or draw the support from NDC Wadaroma Sabeya APL the intricacies and afe and you make a cambo muno I arrive at this conclusion no I the way ya only enche
what to be 101.3
near the time APL Ajumakua ne full meaning Africa policy lens. Na Jumatia Yadiasi and Isua purely academics and edits of Jumai Nipa or Tradio Champon Avomu Ghana how Miami I have a brain to Nipa Legon KMUST UCC UPSA Ayaka in India Boma but I say the boa Nafe Yasapoto Amamu Abidi men and currently we are headquartered in Ghana and we are working in other countries. Now, yetu about 2024, no, you said it was not a normal election. Now, even kwa answer now, Amenuku na a war at Kumaketi and also NPP at a call of nationwide activities, you know. Now, the kind of grounds our own independent assessment. It is I can say, on my Australian polling system now. So now you are aligned to political parties and the we can in just that we are no Canada. And in the other February now you Ghana for adding community yet a number of indicators. In fact, your report the of and then pass and in the end before the end we are willing to be funding and getting one for more. Yes, and Ghana has 276 constituencies. We spoke to over almost 5,000 people in the course of our survey. Now, and yet, the NPD4 and the Endorsement of Dr. Ghana 4 and a Kataya. Any man, any Magawa, when in Penny 4, when I drive 4, therefore, net 4, any part, the 4 across police station and a got shame for. Now, any more, and I, the Kumasi no. Yedi editor won't say a compassion. I mean, nearly what was about 2016. Or now, you find more nipa 100, 83% SSA, and back almost about 2016. When out to about man, for sure, not at the so-called NPP side. About 2020, nipa 87%, and SSA, almost about 2020. Now, okay, nipa or two abanama no so na eteko MPP. And over 2024, the interesting dynamic about 84% or so aba. Now, okay, nipa 84% not to abana. Dodo na eteko ma NDC. Na ukuta say, who identify with abanyu kubia na say, who dey be obeka say, o say me dey o MPP ni ana o NDC ni. Emu nipa etrese won we MPD4 no. The question say ekoba say mo power dikani na watu frank ama mo MPP osoro amanyoko yi a. Why nipa ho a edinya ho a yate no emu why na osusu say obetumi ato abama na obebuwa mo ama mo ni so de hunu say 2028 abato no mo tabetumi aka tumi. Emu Orange Tingo do song a 70.6% XFX. Also say, over I had the Dr. Bawumia or no, and entity Fortunia no, or no, so said that you free panel. A northern part of our country, no, a mostly dominated by NDC. Now, Oba Muno, Abuama entity 4, and what they don't have northern sector. And if a great asset, Amawo, Abuama, it you say, Omampani, Mahama, any of you man, not quite Onunkwa Obia Opi, northern part of the country. That will be a great asset to the MPP. Bill, what they say, the Ekobate Osha post election, then you have a conduct in a home. To the match that I hope last year, when this were the any Oma Wood. And on my own, qualitative work I had said, to the nurse to say, yeah, Ghana and now a Bawumia, the early concession speech of my, Abua Ama, in Padona, to me, I found, I found you must so Ama, young Naya that who or mine Ghana or mine. Uncle Pasta and Kaedi, I may not say, and Kaedi on my anymore. And if it was to say, or in Shadihunu, or my own dot now, Opia Otisano. We don't know if I could make it in a swat, or up to Nabua Ama, Yenda chain at the evening. Another thing, we push here, a nipa, was say, I mean, let's clarify that out of 70 now, we have over 20-something% or more, was say 10, and originally Abuao. And then I have sister independent irrespective of political affiliations. Say, say, yeah, to about Lanka, we decided on a leader for this country. Why? And I was think of a boy, so we MPP ni, and I will decide say, why? And I made two Franca, Emma, Amanyoko, we the irrespective of political affiliations. And no, and 48% of them. 52% of them, if a political affiliation, I would just say they will prefer Dr. Bawumia. So, who can in Abuma respondents mean 52% of that say Dr. Bawumia, and 48% of that respondents, a little over 26% of them say what the Canadian Japan. But what is aggregated data along the lines of say we MPP ni. And now we are NDC near. Among 70% say we MPP for no say or prefer say Bawumia be to Franca. No more say so more the NDC for no. Almost half of that population, no, about 48% of them, say, oh, on Commodia, 1%. And not, you know, you are saying for food, acquire other qualitative work because they did not enter to move up. MPP for say we never boy. Now, NDC for say that we move the way back more Boamo. And near who say, Baby, Ayoko, and Yako. Your far or Bawumia. Over Kaya 2012-2016 election, no. The MPP we need about in 2016 now if I can say no 8 or Bawumia so. And if you already know, or I can say for a threat to the NDC party because what you push them into opposition, or push them into opposition, and so it will be very normal for them to not like Bawumia. Again, you are looking for a weaker candidate. In the opinion of most people, they feel that Kennedy is somebody who would not be too difficult to handle compared to Bawumia. If you say his integrity, according to respondents, you know, or your beer, won't me fast in the previous election, no. So don't answer about it. Among economic reasons, anything I want to about. What the campaign said Bawumia economic messiah no want to get into Ghana. But sure, the Brenna any problem with Bawumia according to the data. Now it was a former president who they thought was not listening enough. And so now that we have the party is in opposition, now they Bawumia he has his own ideas now opposite of Bua Ebu or Main Ghana no. It's serving as a great asset to him. And if he the survey data no support what we are seeing on the ground. We just returned from the field for another line of survey, and this interestingly, even the areas now over 60 regions now. 12 out of the 16 regions, you know, support Bawumia. Now, over regions like the central region, the border region, and western north region, the support base is largely for Ken. Now, our region is a tie, 50-50. But our most recent survey, which is yet to be released, SSA, even in the central region, the World Bank of Ken, no, things are changing very fast. And now, the numbers are changing completely.
I see. Hello, Doc.
The numbers are changing. Hello.
Okay, me pacho yentio.
The numbers in the central region are changing quite fast. And you see, the dynamics are becoming quite clear. And I look forward to we will be able to have a lot more data to see how things are changing in across the country.
I see. Very well. And you know, sir, and then here to a bar, near you did not solve the issue. I likely said Dr. Bawumia, ebe winning now what to Frank Adiama party.
I can say that on authority, based on our data, that we would win with a landslide.
Okay. Yebeja mo amwako na ansa na no Fitch Solutions for the abetumu say Ghana's international reserves to be quickly eroded by a sharp decline in gold prices. Odaroma brofu ya kinkan to the layman's point of view and understanding no de way Fitch for say dey
obekaya enche bebre na yedi nkomofa yan reserves and excess offer yan gold reserves so far no abanye dey say mu no na what yan say was building yan reserves from about 8 tons to about 30 tons.
To be 101.3 101.3.
I'm say dog abofra dey had aju ho. Ye didn't see ase na fi. O che baba mo metina se na ye ntoa eye enkomo de so. Etino we eye a researcher APL Africa Policy Lens for edi abetumu. Na edi ne beba ma the NDC ebe show support the ama Kennedy wo here Japan na natural prefer say wamo empese ye Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia beba esan say the Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia track records no a wo ba ebe very very dangerous for the NDC. Anyway, it's I don't know me ba cho mo ntina se na yankwa ye kwankrata mo boso de so na yankwa ye wie nkrata no anafi ye de enkomo aka no so ato aso wapambo si o ma NDC executives ne warning si mo obi ansi ne fie hobi we NDC executive na che phone efre no a obedi di watem na so papa e de na asi e no se hwe NDC nya tumi impo appointment ba ku mpa abome oh, was it NDC nya atumi no appointment ba kumpo abono na wo ma warning say we NDC ni especially executive na musuo mo na otu ni o nice ni fia ni o de be yaw no wo be nu ho enkefo so frɛ no ɛsɛ so hu ni say mo mu yetimodinfo adwuma wa ye ma mo nyina ti am nsaka atumi no appointment ba ku mponi ho a modi amano keneka ambassadoria weyi na watamopam board na kosi ebia America omfan ko Israel
na Kuwait
okay omfan ko Israel na Iran so aha na etire dia o karo no na mse ebuo me na interest fo ni nyina no montuma ene madapa ebededi ananye no ano no wadapa bededi
eno ano no
chana last na ba ku bi kamu te se ne na adwini bomu o kam sa oroso na ne wa edin kakra enso ma pe kakra kwa akoba no etiro opambo frefre se appointment kura munya atumi kura no mo ma ne biye mo bia ntu na nsi ne fie ho mo bia atwefo no mfre no tinton time wona mo to kwanta ma pai wacha ba mache
me so ska
ati say
ya me adom me ho ya pa bi adem ana so pam wose
oh pam bo wasa djuma o ya ma party ni nyina no party ni nya tumi wie ya cha appointment ya kura wa tese ye bebo ndi so magibi woma cha wonti ni di wobu empanifo so se ye tete abete no na ne chemu ano no
no
enti no watena ma ye de nso hie sigya so ehuru ya sesa eye kokonte pa da yagum ya kan from ya kwi ama na ya tototo ya sha ase de kwanta tete e de agu asankam ya nka se fa o chense mbra de antibi mawo na ye san kwa agu aduane ne so a no otena ho e no obekasa and so obekasa ye o se monye moya nipa bonfo pa mo adwuma me yede ma mo nyina achi no monya atumi no de mo de ye me no firi na ekọ we NDC executive a hwan wan twefo na afre me ana say 129 afasim fie ho nyesa de be yo
it's true because you say we free na so anwen si mo bo say you tin so na so ankasa ho a
eyo yi body
e betwa amele bi pa hwahwema na wo but maybe some question we say menimu ade say nia oni opamwo sitie yes menim say no ni opamwo ai
me ni kaka bia o
nti Ghana membo ne pa no betuma ye wo mu
me de me timi kire
nti no
me timi kire
nti ni kwan wo kwan ni na no say ye ne den
o say mpa
o mpe bebe ntwere na ondi no sofu de mana no na bebu ana de Minya sure say sector bia o wa eden bako betu na kwa eden
wo be adwuma wo so be adwuma Apia Stadium kra so wo no so anya appointment no so bu afu
Apia Stadium onu kra bo de ni so wi na e bo no no de obekuru kra na no be hu Ghana ha no onye hu he
wo mo pa appointment bi mo pambo enu ano no ana
ene
aze ka ebi wo ho
de asoro to agege be ma no
asore to agege
wana na ogi to Bible mu no akwa bi Dakios there is man be ma no so kon sorry hu no kwa agege to mfiri mo ene be bua na appointment bi ni be bi e de be ma no amu free say mo ma na ye
no no wajina so dem ka say free SHS ntino e dem koda ne ma aso bi mu no so onwa
osaka sa say
okay free SHS ni na bufu kura wonya akura ka twam kura
na upon bon so ka sakra ho na asem wo be ka no me nheda anye bi ehia mi oba ne nkwala na ana ne ayi
backing vocalist
yes asofo nkuma no se na omojeje ho no pana se ni nya beef me pese me ko beef me ni nya beef nja me pese me ka na asem so ni se ni no beef so ya we
woni no beef wo
ene no beef so ngro
adum chedua
ene no serious beef
ayo
ene no serious beef intimidate na asem to meni mu a me pese me ka bi me ka se me ka bi a betra so me fancy high kwa high different platform
mo pa appointment bi ba no Israel kura am de be kwa mo fa no nko Iran nso wo ho Pakistan ne hwan fu nyina wo ho mo fa ne mo ma ne bi no nkonko hwe wo no wo hwe o ma abai no ana nya no ano e di embiem
won ekukoko me sure say you can match them Osikani no won ekukoko
na Iran nso ye hia obi obe maji obi
o na say o na ambassadors wo mo kwa kwesi o man na
Israel no mo de atamu no bo mo fa no kotro
To be 101.3
ana I'm going to call. So appointment.
Say Ghana you could do one to go say ambassadors warambwa. But African countries be no go show the way. Abamwe. Yes.
Anyway, I don't pay my mention here. CEO Edema Nyame Merfidino. Mr. Backman. Okokompe.
Oh, okay.
Aha. Okokompe.
Eka ho adwuma.
Yes, eka ho adwuma ton yes spare parts na eka ho niema.
Oh, okay.
Uduru ho a Oshebaba or a fantastic person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very very fantastic. I don't pay my mention pa.
Kokompe Takoradi Kokompe o.
Takoradi Kokompe cry. Takoradi Kokompe hayano. Yes, or a fantastic pa Mr. Backman. Mr. Backman.
Nice.
I don't pay and Shaka see enko emfa emau. Ne gumani dina me re ye fikakra. Okay. Onyanya amazing motors.
Onyanya medicine.
Yeah, onyanya amazing motors. O Kokompe.
Nice.
Mr. Backman. O edipa.
Okay.
Me do be call.
Na
o ka ne ba me do be call. What you say?
Osikani ya we true.
O ka ne ba me do be call.
So dem be call. Abra onim sameti yi. Me go Kokompa.
Ela me ka se o ka ne ba.
Okay.
Me do be call.
Na makwa ye ho adwuma.
Aha, me do be call ma Mr. Backman. Me do be call chia ne keke no ano no. Ne hia so be chia ne keke asa.
Osikani chese menika.
Aso nika.
Mpempem de menika.
Mpempem nika ti o ka ne ba.
Obi betumi akese obeto all the
ka ne be ba nyabotre. Maka yes nyabotre ka ne.
Kase so obi so etie obetumi akese o. Enda se chama be nika de a. Nika na ti fami nyusu no. Ma me ye ne nice am fa mbre no.
Obetimi de abro.
O de opokra ma ye ne nice fa ba.
Fa mbre.
Me be ko
Mr. Backman ho. No ye na amazing. Obe ye kama ma ajiase. Eja no pe ye nchia ye Mr. Backman. CEO Edema onye nyamezin motors ewo Takoradi Kokompe. Oshebaba enkrata no aba ye ntinsim na ye nkwa animu e.
Yo. Anope enkrata na bebetu na ka wasa game ye no eno ane nne de abana se wa mani apomini aba ena be frɛ wate na ya na pressure no eso pa. Mini abeti ne nechi. Ame adoma ye hwe num se waba be kan ho na daily graphic de wokrata no krata okunini. Eno na me di frase. Was it truth and accuracy every day? Kami ya tumo pepambo so me ne de toso ediasa ba ko 31st January. Afia besimu wona fimpinu ne eduenu nsia 2026. And the Osunkokroko Amanyoko NPP. One moko simply so akoto aba. Eyi ni obekura franka no watu franka no. Ade ama the party no. Na abeto just say nipa bebre no a enimdefo a wo metumi lead party no. Say enei obako enwini a ade che obako so betumi aba. Say NPP mo odom pa wo enimdefo a wo metumi lead party no. Now so eya yewura osan ne kwame na fanyo mark na Alexander. Wo kyerem say obese members of parliament no 88 no bia no enremeni neutral mo bia nko ese mo A and B obia no enye se nsu adwo obi neutral eduro ho na se kwakoto aba wo a wo ho akonya se obeto aba ne bi no na kwakoto aba e de ama wo candidate a wo pe na Dr. Haj Mahmoud Bawumia na wo pa atoma no se wo pe era candidate hin Japan hey onso atoma no Brian Achiampon eno so obetumi ato ama ba kan na hu se businessmen na so to aba ma wo mu a ya na wo mba omamu a business no e wo mani so pa ye fancy wo ne akọ enim yero se che mense bonso akasa ho and yero Takoradi ono so akọ epen ambontumi enwini ono so akasa de afa enei MPC so meremani neutral no ehun na ohwe ase hanso so a wose eye GTech for ena na wo kan ho asemuska ena na wo bon so pa wo mu kirem se wo mo ekuta honorary doctorate titles no also mutumi scrutinize sanse bi no mu efa ho e de aye nnwoma e wo man mu asebe wono mu enhyede nyasa abodin krata no so empo de enya se obekọ hu suku ansa honorary titles ni tumi ed maw yes tumi confer on you say wa bo hu made wono mebi mutie de e maw na so ebi wo asebe anhyeda mfa kwamu ene de ma so nu akro no na no so na wo twa bese nkro ene ene ntie se ni adamalache ono ene ndei high court no etumi aka kire ne se wonkoye ohene ewoga asase eso manche ewoga asase so na yewra ni taki churu edi ne won sa ni taki churu also se di asama ko Supreme Court awo se Supreme Court se wontumi emmo eye high court no ejina si osie no won tungu na wondi asama foforo na won mo no ni taki churu no wamamba ye eye ga wahene ebiem daily guide enso edie enie na yene ntia se Nigeria for me enum bi omo Nigeria for num ena ende ya kire wo mo Ghana ha na modwumedi omodi na ne se omakoko wi aka se ka ni suo yehu ya se ka no ka ni ura na tu ni ki na wode kro na ye na ka ni tumi start sa omodwuna mo ntiase ena posifo ana mua ende wono metu akokire Nigeria for num a yesusu se wo mo ena ewi aka no na kratafa to so amiensa awo daily guard no so no watrem se yame ya atuma 31st January abato a NPP ko akoto eyom kendini no wo mu kirem se yero Bawumia ane Kennedy ende obetse no we kan we arebechi no we kan we ane we su kan we obi aka no so kan bia na clashes no ya doso akrata no ade mu nsem kakra de aba yero Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ane Kennedy wo mu kirem nsem wo hwe nchen so ye ma mesi mi Bawumia ene yero Steve Ayensu ntim wo mu so nyina nchen wo bebia ne ade kirem se eye program bi ase na neja onum chi a won de ho emfoni no ede ababeto a na afidwa kwabre South MCS ni fie ebinom atweja ede atum gidigidi
Untumi radio
oshio impedifon korom konkobo wo na entumi endum dia kro no eno so sem kakra no pay daily guide ede aba krata ne fento so enan na the chronicle presby one mo sofu pending ana wo bokokoi wa hyane jelabia tuntum ana odi Yesu Kristo cross no odi abia no kom na wakasafa galamse ho se galamse no sania edi o man ekro no edi o man ekọ abunum na edi o man be konso hekese bi mu pa no a ye hu firi mu a edi nye nti on ye ka eda de sede eto mpanifo a awso wo mo ana tumi ekasa na mo kudi tia galamse no se galamse hawo no ebetumi de hakase pa ana de abraman Ghana krata ne feto so emienu ana miensa so finfoni eda ha mamimbim na mehwese me woni dini ye ya ye fe no Reverend KK Nyako ne foni na eda ha presby so fupeni pa na medical boss asemi so the chronicle de bokrata no so de aba ne feto so enan na omanajafo mienu nka ro omfoni na eda ha ko wi ahyen e wona Kumasi amande ya kire omu na sabe kan so a ebre kakra besen kro abosome be mienu a ana se ba ko a abesen kro obati ese national security for akwa hunu cables bi a eye ECG for cables susu se omo kra ya ka containers be ye empemiensa no eho nti be so be mienu nie ana sansem no ebe ba ya Takoradi kan se road he akra mpro omo so ko hunu bi a na ECG cables banders be ne ho ana na egu ene nso national security for kyerem sɛ ɔno akɔ hunu 83 ECG cable drums e Kumasi na sɛ ɛyɛ ECG for the no more credit free ɛyɛ obi man so ne bia na sɛ ɛdeɛn yi bia no ɔno no modwene ho a ɔmo ntia sɛ ɔmo tia sɛ nso ɔmo dwene ho na sɛ mo ana mo sɛ afei mo hunu more than deɛ ho nti sɛ we na wakɔkɔ na ɛdeɛn yi bia ana wɔn nsɛm so ɛwɔ ha no me sɛ yi nti ma me gya chronicle so na afei member the Daily Dispatch and krata no do so pa na the Daily Dispatch the krata no factually reliably factual. Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia krata ya captain no e krata fe to so emiensa e the Daily Dispatch mu am satare na no hye ko asantimantem mu no eno ano e no mu twa bie ade ne phone di ababeto a Obama ni ase Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia no wokasa edi etia se ende ya yakwakoto omso abai munya se mo de som ahodo a eni mpaminum som so e kremoni so e kristoni so e krishnani so e buddhist so e mu bi emu bi chese emu bi wo ha emu bi ane emu bi a enti so e mu bi no mama emfa nye campaign sanse no na emfa so bia emfa mba ebu on so a entoma nimpa ne bo anase busua nimpa ne bo no ana ebi no de ato wano ana mo de campaign edi etia candidate ahodo bi no anase aspirant bi no so a one person yame ya doma 31st January 2026 yeto omo so aba yero ata Kennedy medinka aka na asam ne dada se wa contest bi panyo ana amfa ma no endei won so tumi akase bi ama ne yeye wa kyeremu se NPP National Executive Council no enkomo bi omkodi ye be na watwe mienu entemu nie ene hihye foforo de ba ye se sa hihye we ne ye he ne tu agina so na delegate conference ye be kono July ye mu no yetumi akwa amendment we constitution mu no masa mon kwara mon sambra biem na mon sam mi wo a mokoka ye e wo neck meeting na se asebe enfa kwa mu kura na ese afahye bi koso eye ohum kan afahye na ira Julius Jabran su kopie mo wa wono mu kire mi se afahye no emu ye nika pa the Daily Dispatch ne krakra mu no krata no feto so mienu yera lawyer Godwin Edichi Tamakulu Accra wakire mi se National Petroleum Authority no ndey one more reserves be say atisi say October starting year October ending year starting year and Tama Oil Refinery almost started full operation in Tiami Adam October year almost started full operations now so almost start you you got the digital macro chim say you were enough reserves Ghana have found go there and want to me kwatwe kra ma me for the Ghanaian Times the most authoritative newspaper the worker tano enfa entoaso and I know and ton defa ton obeka say Ghana ha galamsey to na de bia de Chinese for kono sabi ono to oy ambassador onko to galamsey intino we've not been fair to him say kasa China for to galamsey ya we've not been fair to him because ono galamsey ni na China for mo ba Ghana ha be to galamsey no o me migrant ya kasa migrant so obi a wodwane free krum na wa ba me money grant bia ya Ghana for no na de wo mo ba it is service Ghana ni ba bia na adwum da ho obadwe se China for asai galamsey no omo sa e wo nneoma pepepe mu ya ebo oman no a na kanu so be bo en pa because uko me kruma bro ni nkran ya Chinese no ni ma bro ni nkran Ghana for ya na de no kwasa eponim nti ya man pani chem se sansem no a eye de faton e kan ye no nti ende wo mo de manufacturing company bi ana plant bi so e ba Ghana ha menimu ade se manufacturing plant no I don't know mo de ba be gold ni galamsey no adwuma but I say President Muhammad takes Chinese coils to establish manufacturing plants in Ghana and on some so at the ha pay na katafeto so dumienu pay 12 no yame aduma June 30th ya bosumi na wie ye DJ abato no ekoso Ghana Journalists Association na yera ye domfo obesa ko biem na wura ba konso da ha wo ma no hot chase pa and on some kakra and the Ghanaian Times also edi aba Oscar mami fancy ya na the worker tan mu sem kakra na penso eba ye enoni
woni Mustafa Gbande
be deputy secretary
Okay. And then, Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency.
Yeah.
Adianchi.
I say.
Adianchi. Nka kwanya me de ne be fa so no. Ko benu no. Adianchi. Time one ya kwa akoto aba ene NDC fo ko hye eye kuo bi achi wo mamu ase se Nanado declare a state of emergency no. Na Mustafa Bande no Ghana. No na ni tino esi ni konso e Ghana ha.
So not in the yasa.
Sa not here. Okay. What was the mu abaka?
I say.
But your fato so ma say declaring state of emergency over Galamsey premature. Mustafa Bande, Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, said the calls for a declaration of state of emergency over Galamsey no ya intensifies our calls no. One of them could grow a catcher Ghana for Sebia Buru, calling for a declaration of a state of emergency no. Yelimunyansa. No no dia one word munyansa or a special human being intino. Sir, declaration of a state of emergency over Galamsey no a premature. Mustafa Bande. Just no. Jan had no what ya can one ni munyansa. One ni munyansa chen ubia. Yeah, come declare state of emergency yo, declare state of emergency yo. Sebe. Yeah, kwasi afo. One when me nyansa. Enti wa katere Ghana for say. Sa dede na ya na no faso bia ni so. Enya dia president Mahama be declare state of emergency and e declare state of emergency etina over Galamsey. Mustafa Bande.
Okay. Oscar, you see, answer me koso kra no sa the same Mustafa Bande yayi. As last time by Fiama make can say the Dina Cassette no bebre. I don't need buy just a carbon and a day day. Into a candidate about him a day one dream. Into Sana Diano and Chechimon on the Babano SCT. You see, the same Mustafa Bande, he is a deputy director of operations, right?
Yeah.
And NDC Muso a deputy secretary.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm also at the same time for no cost strike. No, Ebisa almost say, intend they are call of the strike. No, Nimpa no mu no between my bank will be one. It's only negative, and such people with primitive ideas on poor masem will be an idea colloquial, that kind of stuff, no, absolute. Will be an idea colloquial adventure. I am not just about name Moody Sinupi, will be an idea gruma. Or set primitive ideas, you know, will be a sabe, they be an object negative. One day, and say, send a for dream fan, women dream. I do not win in Yaguma, and they be an idea in Twishia, and Yaguma. Okay, I didn't mean Yaguma and then it's nice one. So I got no more. But you see, said they be no for quality for something beneficial, a benefit or money na. Mistaken no, I can't the other way, but you see. I didn't say a song I want to be doing sa Edison, I mean ye. But a song sa no one send on phone 9 infant sonnet. And you know a brand on more position, send on more can somebody fire no. Now Quack say, or more yas on me pretty to me about Bemu. Intend about Bemu says South story a different altogether. But you see, send an open and a gun of one so a war because you promised us so Bobby to Galam says Susa. Now and they not say one young po, every weird free. So can say Ubetu Galam say. Intino, a binumana air kayo, into which means that a friend saying, a Presby pastor Noah, me boni dis a CA, KK, and Diana me boni dina, or paper bakumono, just a papa, Mustafa Bande person say, so for the Sabe fatcha me, or no, near walk and unim di unumu marching, so for nine yet, son of Mustafa Bande, person train. Mustafa Bande person train say, Obi Biano or then what told the fight against Galamsey Mubiano, a premature, because be a premature, Sabe I didn't do. I guess it be a premature. Just say Nduru declaring a state of emergency. And Ghana for be air qualify. What can say premature? But what opposition no? Man Crofu Kobi Akonya say. One and some NDC for much. No one can show man penny say. Or man penny 10 or man penny. Nana don't go for the say. When declare state of emergency. If Sanana do during declare state of emergency, it tells Nana to say. Ne NPP amemwo no mo feli woefully but se ke kan ya kan okra pa abanya otumi de ne kuma ne biri bia no edi si Galamsey ano se me I'm saying this on authority, say, may the presidency cry out on the line. I will fight this canker. I will fight this menace. To be you do love will be able to say yes. In your mamu go kakra. A draw man penny by a penny that another go for the buyer. For 1 year and even more. What the two all small scale miners so and go for me no more tias yet. Because say I don't know ya, 50 per and yen boomsa. And that is the reason why in Tia turn the fa. I can't say. Yeah, instead of fighting Galamsey, no, he knows say Ghana Hano. Do no rely on these small mines. I don't know you see small mines. It will be difficult to eliminate the small mines. But you need policies about to me I access some small mines no anemu. Sa mines some person mutu ase no enye prekopesa and another than go for Dr. Bawumia and Yeram Rekudu kano mene wo mo akeka wo mo bom modin so betuma den etu Galamsey na ase but so mo tu entu ase kra no a they did something omo ye biribi ayom no mo den community mining de baye no wo mo and what was the purpose of the community mining munja Galamsey no na yemfa abefo kwan so na yentu famagudie even not on a large scale but on a small scale say na mo ye Galamsey na but the emergency good akwem
me dear me say sa abrantie Mustafa Gbande no won kan nyansasem e wo Ghana hada.
Oh yes.
Asem bi obeka bia ya jimiye kasa na woka. Yes. Bible say obakwasea wo hoi. Ye de ntiaso aba etia no. Mebua.
No I steady. Bible na.
Enti say odi nkwasea asem no jimi a yen kan kire ne yen kan si na nemu say baby a wo jimi kɔ no eye ene anya wo ye panimu. Ade ano no. Deputy Director of operations or presidency. Assembly abekam bia na asemu a ede wo ye ne eba. Ade ani. Yentu amamu a. Ye kwakoto aba NDC fuo etua sika de ma lecturers of universities wo Ghana ha. Etua sika de ma CSOs. Say tell M2 2024 aye kwakoto aba no adanko akufu ado a no wote so no and declare state of emergency program complete elega na nete Ransford Jampo mu gina mu dendenden say na nyina na interest hwensem wo mu kan ye de fa aye na adanko akufu ado eko a wo ko de atia Galamsey ho wo mamu ase na nya ya meboa se na ya pa abra mu mpefe se the last 2 elections I call no all the mining areas no eto abadi tia MPP edi entia why na adwe say wo ko ne tia Galamsey wo Ghana ha mo nkrofo kwaku bu aheniti kakra se ayi eko gina ba bia ye Galamsey eke kan sem se nanado sai mo dwuma enti mo nto abentia no mo to aba mine na dam beti se really power no mo nkrosa na mo konko hunu nsuo no eya mo na mo kan e enti die pa na be sia akato na abrone akwakoto aba na NDC fo ebe treska dia man lecturers e wo Ghana ha akoto machi se president ye show kutupa umpe declare state of emergency over Galamsey na ye to aba ma mu wie ya wonko a wuti na ye kakraka adwene nyansa wo mu etino de Catholic Bishop Conference fo ka ne Ghana fo eka ne wo sa areas no a ene ensuo na sey a wo nomu a wo ba pemfo na wapon wo ba pemfo na wo a akoda me oni hwene e bi kura ni aso no ensem wo ka no nyina na ensem anyansa ni mu wo Mustafa Gbande wo pe na oni nyansa say declaring state of emergency over Galamsey no ensem huru enti President John Mahama mane heed to that cause no sebe imprediasa wa man Ghana na yetie no hwe ye pe anyansafo e de o mabuman yes ase bi ketia na kan ye de anyansafo de buman na akwa we amakotam deputy director of operations e de man at the presidency nyansa sembe pa e do betimi e de aka national conversation.
Yes, Oscar, I think say
nyansa ben pa no betimi aka
chief ababa de na wo ka say we penny no one choosing the words well me hunu so we penny any say membum na afu na we nya sa di bre no penny bi no we na ye dem die bia wo bia de bebebe
no grab me
membum na afu no mu na we nya di bre mo ne mu ne me when this man say me director of
Anyway, my ever my nurse pa. And to remember the I don't know. I didn't dear and young Casanya. What you say? Oh, Mustafa Bandino, Unimun Sanchez Ghana for one more calling for a state of emergency. President John Mahama no ampono ne campaign within the Casa Mukrano, what tilted towards a direction. 34 minutes gone past 8. Yaka say Chris Labi Buatin Ababe Cancer or a member of the NPP Regional Communications Team.
What else?
Henry Nanabuache, the national organizer, is the vice chairman for the committee. Honorable Jerry Ahmed, second deputy whip, minority whip, is also a member of the committee. The Greater Accra Regional Chairman Divine Ogobo Utu is also a member of the committee. The Deputy General Secretary Haruna Mohammed is the secretary to the planning committee. Honorable Abna Ose Asare.
0248 071174 Swaba. They're live on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, you know, Western Diamond TV. Okohwana one like here page, you know. Yeah, you comment in your to Mufamani. We are Copelenk and I share my Ferguson Kobe Boateng watching you live from Akumadan in Ashanti region. Greetings to Chairman Wuntumi, incoming national chairman. Chairman Beba. Chairman Wuntumi Beba. Derek Ayete say I'm watching you live from Nkurakai. Good morning. Derek, let you say true talk. Richmond Kofi say great morning show. Keep it up. Or say Emmanuel say good morning OC. Teacher Constitution anyway if you will say with former MMDCs backing Dr. Bawumia, I'm joining the winning team. Let's unite for a landslide victory in 2028. It is time to show the NDC that we are ready to reclaim power. Greetings to Honorable Mavis in Cancer Wedding. Already on the buyer, I don't know. Like Yabu, I just say, Oscar, good morning. I will go for His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia over Honorable Brian Echampo. Okay, thank you so much for a message. Never. You know the abba catch you know so the beje brand akin kan nyina so etime e dia ma Chris Labi Boateng abe cancer e wo fiase or aspire for a Western Regional second vice chairman. Incoming, good morning.
Yeah, me there.
And say
yeah, me adom.
Nice one. Nice one.
Na last week we had a many anji.
Last week.
O frame na mkajo say me yare win bisa mas.
Oh, that be me baby was later on.
But me
oh. What I point me the chat in the bedroom.
Amba.
Oh yes. Me be wish you speedy recovery now. Ebia e fa we ni so na o ti bi anyewe. Me amba.
Malaria de nya yare
Kafra. Ya da nyame ase say na de o ho ye. Se bibia aboko de.
Nyame adom.
Nice one. Na ade na e ko say niam muti say. Ekurundie beba.
Nyame wo ho.
Bia e fine.
Nyame wo ho.
Grounds are fertile.
Nyame wo ho. You see, as I said, delegates in Ankasa na who say your opposition and you dedicated and loyal people are omoye Jumama party.
That is it.
What is it?
That is the fact.
It is a fact.
Yeah.
That fact remains incontrovertible.
Yeah.
A fact. Your opposition and who more pepano. You understand? At the some party.
Yeah.
And this is the time. You know, time na ya war abemuno. Now I could have stood what I say and come to make elections.
Yeah.
Because since that time need Obia will be big Accra. Oh yeah. But Sisi will opposition. What I say?
Yeah.
You know, baby under normal circumstances, resources can be fear bad. Some opportunities need to block it because I need near Bemo. Until say many way will be two who was about elections are not just a Nipano or war famano or war or pepano. Until I believe say Mahoke Kano 2 million delegates no and they have to reciprocate many efforts no. A banner idea the party would have chosen dedicated and loyal party people I be lead the battle for 2028.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aropai mahunu eye interview bi a eye Nagrat president Angel Kabonu aya ene wabobo na adwen dia ma president John Dramani Mahama. O say o share ye mbo se nyame adom na onya tumi no a headmasters say the various secondary schools no mu no sika ye de enuanuane de mankwada no o de be hye yensa ne ye akwa kodi dwaba nyame adom ye tia to aba ma wo saka tumi na wi you are doing otherwise enti no nde o se ne bu afu pa
anope bechia etiefo na ahwefo nyina now before me starting say when controversy there about STM so
oh yes mahunu pa
$100,000
that is it yeah
say bomuja
bomuja wi
yes so bomuja because MC you know or yeah the 6 had 9 what is it because he is now pushed to the wall because evidence are urban HSA youth groups now omo aforme na ye this kind of more money on come on
non-existence
very much so
yeah
now the funny thing is that I'm not quite supposed to be on the Facebook wall say and your previous MC you know and yes no tutu e ba say na moon koya ishishena or the NDC youth organizer 101.3 of course it says sika ema NDC youth organizer what does it you know as I say you bomujana you pushing man to the wall na no kure bia e wo asem nim no obeka
yeah
because a moon and the boss are sika no modern e beto ho
yeah
and afofia anto ata and ye fia bahimo ye ba ya mo mo kwa form these non-existent youth groups and a multi cheska no e binu munya $2,500 $3,000 ne on as if say bonya na so na ye che biscuit and Coca-Cola amankwada
yeah
meanwhile Osikani so no has been brought for an intended purpose.
That is it.
You understand? At the end of the day, accountability must be seen to be working. I'm using this platform to appeal to the president. Say, as I say, our investigations into this matter. Now say, say near MC no all say youth groups now are from previous MC now. As I say, Obana church and seminary clear. Because youth groups now, so far, we know them individually, and we know some are inclined towards the NDC. Now, the NDC are very so, and no matter this are non-existent groups now. DC can
very well.
You know, as I say, you suja guna pampa.
MC Ampacho bo Angel Kabonu video ni mame na yenshem komona se emfa enfri ho. Oye president ade ma eye Nagrat. Wakasa. Na em de say Chris so he was once a teacher. You know, you say once a teacher, always a teacher. You know, and someone a heart and for dear a koba kradua a baby we so. Aha, you know, for video no tum na yentie nsemu a wokaye na fe yentimi mpim koye nimu or say President John Dramani Mahama cannot renege on his 2024 manifesto promise to decentralized food distribution.
MC Albabebo, you know, when you video be a enra teachers be in tua omuka omoyas omoko piketi wo Ghana Education Service.
That's right.
When we are police for your mum. When we are no so.
I don't so beba. I don't cry the cab home komo credit that but mo fa ye Angel Kabonu video no any kind my na fi yempeja nkomo no so en free. Join you live on Western Diamond TV, live on Facebook.
I am not too happy because it's a campaign promise of the NDC to the people of Ghana. Before free SHS, students were paying fees and the money was going to school heads and administration and they were feeding children. That has been the practice for over, I don't know how many years, from before independence to free SHS. When we talk about quality, then let's discuss quality and discuss quality in relation to cost, and make sure that government accepts the quality it wants with its attendant costs, and hand the money over to the schools to manage. This third party operational institutions, be they private or government, will be a means of siphoning money that will otherwise have gone to the schools into private pockets. It is going to create a resurgence of middlemen business cartels who will see it as business in providing foods and services to the schools.
That means that we are going back to the old order. Because under the previous administration, that particular mandate...
Yes. So under the previous administration, the mandate to provide items to the school was by buffer stock.
Yes.
And we all saw the problems that we faced. So why are we going back to that? So if there are challenges, why don't we address the challenges within the context of the promise that the NDC made to the people when they were in opposition? You can only address the challenges within the context of your promise. So you are talking about quality of food. So we can sit down and discuss what we define as quality. Are you with me? And then I am not too happy because it's a campaign promise of the NDC to the people of Ghana. Before free SHS, students were paying fees.
President of Nagrat, Angel Kabonu. Chris.
What do you mean? Say all describe it, man. We are. Don't mince words. What does it? Don't mince words. Until no, what describing as if say, oh, your normal teacher was like, well, you're NDC. Typical NDC. Because man, we. Sa buffer stock are now previously almost supply eduanema secondary schools. Many man were in your banter on radio before.
I see. And
that day, he was so very disrespectful towards Nanado, the former president. It's a Mr. Mekachi and he said, oh no, and your school no wakuna sanka wanko school and there wouldn't have been a difference between Sebio upon sure we are habai and no no, and your school no wako keke. And now no catch me say, sanka on him in the whole studio that day na and kababa masum.
I see.
And I was saying, this man, what can I say? Several times, my bet in the studio, Hanum, Akachi will say, prior to the 2024 elections, secondary school be watakwa, headmasters in the business, a meeting. Amo discuss kwaya, omofa campaign no emphasis on the line of free SHS name. Domahama in some of the say about the Sikana Bema omo na omo makoto mediane no. Okay, yeah. This meetings are normally across secondary schools across this country now. Now you're instigated by this man, Kabono. Now I wish I had him on another platform. Bill. Now my business say we knew. Say we knew. Because we know secondary schools will come out with no. What responsibility that's about for secondary culture?
To me radio.
No. Yeah. You don't have any other business. Oh no, what do you say? Oh, kwa culture there. And kodani ya abai kwada. Kwaya abai befaso. Now we feed you amono. It's none of your business. But because headmasters no business no pinano, they are direct beneficiaries of Sikana Yadima Omo. You understand? Yadima Omo na Omo ko jomo ko dijano. they are direct beneficiaries. It is a obiabana obe centralizing agenda. It is going against their business.
Yeah.
What I say, it is going against their business. Sure. Now I say, and I believe you have the video. Yankochi track do a voter region honum baby a tin tomatoes.
Yeah.
And then you say for near Johnny man kwadano.
Yes.
And go fire day.
Omo
Yeah. Metropolis Hanum. Secondary school Metropolis Hanum. Ni matron. Fijai Junction Hanum the chain. Ebro, emo, nkatie. Tin tomatoes a good private car moha. Or do you coffee? And the police were intercepted with Fijai Junction Hanum. It is Sikana by the mom that Omu Yesikano. Na sebio ediane a yanko dua man kwada no so mo yeden omuvia
to me ready.
And because obi baya obe centralizing ade na aduane fi baby na yeden eba, and because they were not getting direct contact with Sikana o makasa de be kodwo trouble nti no, the government had become an enemy to them.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day no, now a personal interest. Nanka teacher ya fa se kochira de e do na nkwada bedi de fa ho
be
teacher ya fa se kochira de say nkwada na de chira so kom de o masombo no wo ne de bo. So what business do you have? And nkofo we di ye agenda
to me radio 101
come di ye agenda and no di cassette previous government, because they were not benefiting. Now, how do I do Yamishra? Now, so what take Kabonu? Now, say, oh, on your, you know, this kind of more. I'll be very, very sad. Because, why not Adodan Kwan not buying? I didn't quite no fast on was the best way to go. Was the best way to go. Because what we are seeing my way when she be no a bafofra and what teething problems.
That is it.
It's an initial problem. Soon they say yes, now I address it. Now and yes, policy do not end yet. And they were able to incite John Mahama against Abain then. And now also when you good advices mana or more man good advice into no or could Gina simply no catch secondary schools headmasters in the business say media me ba municipal bremo because that will empower the local markets. You know what has happened. Then they see because John Mahama was desperate for power. And a carbonum, the others, no, they capitalized on the desperation, you know. They decided, say, Mama Yenfa ye interest in Yenko presenting as a national collective interest because we're desperate. Now, Mama Yen on towards this direction.
Yeah.
We will get him the votes. Oba, Sikarabasa by and hope you, then we will benefit from it. How will they do so? How will they do so? Nyamisha, because me, I should say, waiting, how will they do so video, no?
Yeah.
Or say then, or say, Omo ye campaign 2024 no. Omo can say, and Omo ba, Omo then, Omo the Sikano be headmasters no, and the business no at the secondary school so directly. No man can go there. Omo nkodum no nkodu omuja. Na so, Omo ba ye no me who say, send anyama air kodo no. Ekurasa maka.
And so many
until they will follow the previous arrangement.
Okay. But you know, say addressing a press briefing at the presidency, Education Minister Haruna Idrisu revealed that the ministry is actively reviewing the decentralized feeding policy to make significant adjustments to improve outcomes. Under the proposed new framework, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, will oversee the supply of perishable food items, while the National Buffer Stock Company will handle grains and other non-perishable staples.
Grains no non-perishables no. No is the one.
And how come we mono?
What has a tomato cinema more in the Takoradi chicken? Perishables it's a grain macone tomatoes in kakako
scabiani.
Grains no.
Yeah, honest can
So that is their concern. What I say? Non-perishables, no. I hope no one is can walk. What I say? Because say I want a gallon of oil. The amount of 550 Ghana cedis. What I say? Oh no, buy me 650.
Yeah.
You understand? It is for each gallon of water, no. Oh, 900 cedis one multiply by say a mukotoku no water. You understand? That is where the cash is. What I say? Tomatoes are tonai. Jenny tonai. But you kosuka wadi.
And you know, Orion or the twice say, okay. Orion was say he clarified that the government has no intention of scrapping decentralization entirely, but is prepared to modify it where necessary. Papa no ko ho yin tie o say why disappointed.
The ko ho yin tie. Onya disappointed. Because near Haruna Ekano is the best. Because what I want in BB. Secondary school here, why he obi secondary school.
Yeah.
Edu baby. What I say? Edu baby. Headmasters need to make the car to the extent that sometimes you know suppliers need to make back campus headmasters in
yes.
But say about responsibility there. Supplier need him say abai na man adwuma no.
That is it.
Headmaster no be your freedom.
Yeah, be your fa hudie.
What I say?
Yeah.
Now they are adwuma. Go be your fa hudie. Now they are adwuma. Sebio. Tomatoes ni jenne ni kobi die. Obetimi abɔ homɔden ɛnde obetimi abɔ homɔden na ɛmonom ne eburo ne saa nneɛma ne deɛ dabi anonom no sika no soso wokɔyɛ na sɛ wokɔyi w'anim a wayɛ no akɔgye ɔno ɔkɔade ayɛ dɛn ama wo ho enti no Haruna Eka no I support him 100%.
Sɛ ɛyɛ hyehyɛ aban dada nde baayɛ na esan sɛ propaganda ahyɛ ɛmisi movement.
Ɛyɛ person
kumi ya ɛnyɛ papa.
Wafa nyakabo no yɛ. There is no difference between this one and the jump.
Oh yeah.
What I say? Nyakabo no yɛ. And then the jump yɛ.
The same thing.
Difference bi anim.
Yeah.
Ni nyina yɛ interest nko a. Ɛyɛ personal interest nko a. And then,
last night, one of the head teachers said, "Didn't come on." And I me say, "Time one na any old system no one wa scanning base from headmasters for no one. What do you know there? One more to me just scanning na one more area kwa investment at the expense of warfare. And you know, say investment you know mature ya. One more supply biano. One more this kumu wa kwa ni abasa.
Me say, surprise me to meet headmasters and headmasters because
it's true.
On you say it's but on your baby,
or their baby.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's not office canoba. It you know for the period now, other questions I say 3 months, 6 months.
Yes.
You understand? No who be join us. This is their investment are mature.
No akwe dia betuaka.
Okay, betuaka. Enti no, sa period no. You follow pa. You understand? And now boy say, "Mami is that stressy." Every was. Oh how they say?
Oh how they say?
Oh how they say? Oh how they say? Hey. What I say? It's interest. In this country there are no neutrals.
Yeah.
This country there are no obia ye bibia. Ewo nia epusuno.
Yeah.
Oye.
It's true.
What I say?
Yeah.
There are no neutrals. Say ne when Dr. Bia we unity war Legon Honum.
Yes.
Zato.
Dr. Zato.
What I say? For once, you know, Jampo, we're meeting the
meter.
Yes, we're meeting the meter.
That's right.
You understand? And this lawyer, you know. Your friend is saying
lawyer, Pebu, Martin Pebu.
You understand? Meter.
Yeah.
It's in this country. ɛyɛ interesting kwa. They are no neutrals.
Eti teacher for ne G2 GDS and some President Mahama ekojina campaign ase anu waka se me ba. Buffer stock nya dem discount ekomo me discount bre head teachers no mako ama sama adwa so akoto agbelema ato nkate ato aponche abenu ama nkwada no wo mo GDS
no but ese who say in the framework of secondary schools arrangement no. The normal teachers omo kira de no. Sa de ma we inform ho. Nipa kakra bi pe omo interest. Headmaster no. Ene beza no.
Yeah.
You understand? Any metro. Sagrofo no. Omo na sa omo interest no. It's in the larger teacher population. Now, Sabioska, if it is not my responsibility to provide you food, media, Samia, and Yadoya can me there. If it is not my responsibility, what business do I have being too concerned about it?
Yeah.
What I say? It's Kabonu, Yaoyano, and you much ado about nothing.
Was why disappointed.
Disappointed.
So I said, but when is so?
The question is that your own responsibilities are one of them. So what is your business?
And no no.
What I say? Sir Adiano will be enfimua. If you are not a beneficiary of this looter, why are you so concerned? Say me go to amity. Me ba secondary school. Do you understand? Say me feel say weekend be ebia odi fie aduane ache. School a no enye too far away from home. Ebia am so munye jollof rice bi na ye fan koma yawo school. What I say? But the question is that me de akwada no eko school no. Na me wo arreshemu wo aban mu say arrangement that was the president or was you know on po ye wo no ne say aban no ko secondary akwada no ko secondary school na so boarding house it is the responsibility of aban so be den obehwe no
that is it,
especially ne dua ne diem be bi obeda ne ho keka ho na aban responsibility.
Yeah.
Na me makofa mic na makofa press conference
for what reason
say me need interest me need specific interest in this whole thing now. What business do I have taking a mic telling government that me are disappointed? Me are disappointed in what?
Okay. Chris, homesuka krama me na yenhwe. And rather 2022 newly posted teachers no eko picket here. Ghana Education Service headquarters Enkrine. Now to the surprise of many, I don't know what this government is turning into. Atrachirefo a wobun kura weapons bia enkitanko tiba bia akwa eye education service for say buo ma for adwuma mu abosumi duduo nie aketua mai na ma call for reinforcement SWAT ne yenim yade omoyo yenim yade omoye ba bia tension wo pa nkontiba ne eboba ne weni na mu no ne yade o ma akwakoso asade na no entino modern SWAT for ko ho no edien pa na munya di free mu Chris.
You see now me tie oketechie na say a omodisa omotutu asem nyama asem me call no so no and ye interview good evening Ghana, so I was listening and I say the current crop of individuals omo abemu no omo is so intolerant.
Yeah.
What I say? Omo is so intolerant. Omo level of intolerance, you know, a legendary. Wafa, abai enjuma ye fo nyina wo. Enkofo aye ejuma ma abai nyina no. Omo a ye ka ehiafo pa e wo mpa na teachers o. What I say? Entino teacher bia no, or you're very modest in his or her demands. Say teacher demand ade wo ho a e so modest nyama nkanka krebia na teacher so mo demand wo enempo na aye say hono ma ya kono kakra bo na teacher bi kura ka bi enempo be na da bi na ukura na ode ye nkui. What I say na endo asa videos no say MC our video na nkomu yi very innocent young men no
MC afa videos ni bi gumma baby ana approach for no epiapia wo mo no wo betimi di ato
very innocent young men.
Yeah.
Young boys. Now we are woman teaching profession mpo no enye attractive.
Yeah, enya kono.
Yeah. Oh yes sir. Woman teaching profession no akono bi ani ho. Because say you enye say emebu no. Omoni abai ni arrangement o. Omoni abai no arrangement. Abai for modubem. Several months yentu amoka. Sometimes no. I mean, because I'm sure me a bit me feel one say ah, me na me mano accommodation for now because you are transferring na ba. Watch there. But you enjoy the canteen untimi nye den and rating den. Get us an. It's been a mama baby oti for now. For about 7 months. Now, such a person, that's a wo. Or say enough is enough. Misika I want mo mami so that I can have a very peaceful e na me fan koye medjuma. Where the police go home now?
Just say me dwene ho amentias you.
Why? The police go home now.
Look at this. Okay. SWAT team pow. We ke hiam woboko.
Thank you very much.
We hiam woboko.
That IGP okoboko no. So da for na kwabo no ho ban. Na mo
henfa de na mo henfa.
IGP okoboko. If I say you know so ho no.
Yeah.
So da for na born ho ban. Enim guasiefo. Innocent young men.
Yeah.
We know. And I'm going to be a so and you for.
You see, guy ba ko anu okasa Takoradi or don't was it na o gita 7,000. And na o fa forms say o ko school. No be na 2 so wonko. Wonim say na be ba panka 7,000 o invest o be fufu.
Yes.
Akwa fa ko school no kura ama wan kwa nya adwuma nya na be abosumi du.
What has
you see? So now, approach for that.
You see, the issue is that sometimes police will wrong. Me boys we who and can narrative no be different. And can make Jimmy Dean. And can make Jimmy Dean. Especially some police in our Jawana. I'm giving you 3 minutes. Yeah. And can make Jimmy Dean. Because it is so annoying. We some police in our Jawana who design them ransom. And this has some way ediwa.
Kabeode.
The Kabeode. Oh, and do 2 weeks. Sansemu and Amodi call necessary for so. We saw the repercussions.
101.3.
Yeah, who so the pay who ye were man.
Yeah.
Na sebio abai woni employees our arrangement. Na say who na when the side of the contract no so no. Woman na who use force. What I say? It's nurses no. You see the thing is that now you know newly posted teachers now more you say you know. And some who say baku ho kan teachers now more regular ones in your room them who be gym.
Yeah.
You understand? Because solidarity. So they will solidarize with them.
Yeah.
What I say? This is not how to solve a problem like this, especially when we hear problem. No, I don't pay me praising Haruna Idrisu. Once again, no, may catch and say these are some of the things say. Over feminists to honor, it depends on how or the diplomacy ever handle some of these things. That's our revolutionary background now. NDC for more be say. I'm for yes or more ye omoniamano. Ye one too many. Offer diplomacy. Not function of solve the issue because omo demands are legit. What I say?
Yeah.
Omo demands are legit. Sabio enye mebumbia ke no maso no fa mo back say go mo chi no me koja EGS so no mo ye. These are people you have contacted.
Yeah.
Omo ye adwuma ese ye tu omo ka ye ntu omo ka. And they are living in very very unfortunate conditions. And number demanding what is due them.
Yeah.
And it is also police will call intimidate you.
Very, very bad. But the big question is this current administration starving Ghana's workforce for good economic indicators?
Now, to what end? Until when? What does it? To what end? Until when? Over to me, I do that. Sir, Yakaya no. The almost spokespersons, you know, I catch say yenime guase
yeah
ye ka che mo say wafa emiri ya numbers no look too good abayi baye and then na match ya na mo kan mo first budget mo ma contract bia what I say enne ukọ voter original hwenia first say see the first project ya o ma abandon hwenia eye amanfo no hwenia epu no eyiri amanfo no go honom. These are the projects and when you begin to award them what I say now start to say who to contractors car. You understand? What I say? Now my contracts. Then we will see say the indicators. I want no money the indicators in the juma no. Now buy your own she. What I say? Ebina nurses sikaki to a impo. When you are moving.
Yeah.
People had to die. The people we here. I said finally no. Oh badge. 2 weeks on. And I teachers for the higher day.
Yeah, abano.
Once na necessary no. Omoni abai guso no. I'm say yes mortuary attendance so. Mortuary attendance so. Now omoni abai here day.
Din komo.
Mate say university lecturers so. Almost say day research book and research allowances. Wo ho.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Adope kra no NIA staff.
Yo.
Ashe eye strike ase.
Almost started.
Anope almost started. Almost started enne.
Wow.
Almost strike din.
Wow.
Etino all staff eye institutions. Na o de make economic gains ana said there. Till when? And consider bay.
You understand because at the end of it, oya den, obetua. Man who say, kwacho fozu, eko je baby kase. And that year, external factors. Etiminya repercussion where your economy no so say. Israel ni Iran ni ekwaso no. Say njaya oil prices be dey. Since when? And external factors be your local concern.
I say wo, o my we mo.
Since when? And external factors be your local concern. What I say?
Yeah.
Bloomberg I projected by the end of the year baby oil price be dey. Ebeko.
Yeah.
Now Ghana for mo bisa me ho dumso levy no. The reason why John was suspended. Almost say am I dey? Almost suspended. There's a difference between suspension and cancellation.
That is it.
It's Ghana for mo 10 year. Almost say am I dey?
Almost suspended.
Almost suspended. Almost cancel yet.
Yeah.
So let us look at the difference between suspension
and cancellation.
Very because Bloomberg project said by the end of the year, no, crude about $100. You understand?
Yeah.
And you know, suspension, no, there is a lacuna in the suspension.
That is it.
Okay.
I was young Robert exactly 11 minutes gone past 9. I won't to be radio 101.3. Western in the morning, you may be live and I don't pay our Western Diamond Television. Messages in there, Papa. The Bakoya messages Kakrana Bana, ATV Babetua, and Common. So, but Chris, Yakoba, Yabeka, a year. Abai by a amount for an agana for do abandon and form a memoir while revoke my appointment. Currently, there is a circulation a year we are more chese Udu Bank of Ghana and Swat. One more a year, Nipa Bay 100. Adano Adana see you at the Ghana gas a year, my mate Judith Blay. And so can say company no expenses in a costro na a due to. Nipa do abanda dan efa omo ebegu eye Ghana gas wo waka asase na mkaza we no enche bia no o meyi amanfo adi enche bia o meyi amanfo adi
eye your friend is saying wa maw we lay you know you understand
we lay foundation
no yeah. We lay foundation na abai dada no oba ye no
yes.
Na Ghana gas o nipa yemfa nipa wo ono no ankase. As of that time, you know, now there was so much pressure in that office financially because the previous government, you know, Mahama government, you know, or no, I found Kofupi. What I say, won't me with Juma, my face, Juma no to natural.
Chris, the woman in a press conference, no, yeah, and me TB pa. Or say, in 2016, time when I draw Mahama, a free abemo. Now, a nipa, a bina for more Ghana gas and a 250. na dan kwakufu ade ba ye from 2017 be pem ye da odi fra ba mu no na wafa nipa 1200 etino sa nipa 1200 no e na enei aba ba ya de so ade ama eye Ghana gas no. On another breath, MDC for Kroya Sinanado and Kreti Adwuma bia. Enti aba ne say na adwuma na enipa 250 wo mu. Edu time wana abanda da na aircon. Na mu nipa aye 1200. Enti one a defeat sa propaganda na no wo mu ayo.
NDC for no. The NDC the nomenclature.
Yeah.
Omo ye a walking contradiction. I say, Okatro says Shesra, Shefom. What does it? Now, you see, sometimes, you know, maybe yet so he say, because Omope Abaymuaba. Now, a man for now, no bet me 2 minutes. Omo ye emotional campaign. What I say? Intino. Quite ben ye be faswa ye be cancer mo e be share amount for no bufu against abana wo hono mo me kan say opportunities wa ha ya fa nkrofo opportunities wa ha ya fa nkrofo opportunities wa ha ya fa nkrofo what I say ana mo yes ah ana sem ni pia mo kan no e to amount for no trim ana nam so and I'm for the day at 2 about the mom.
Yeah.
Now you see, one video ya we is here. Teachers some video. Ma share a complete one. And I believe nipa na all your video no. All can say most uncle for we. You deserve no sympathies. Because more you whom video so na mo ka say yenya employment to yama teachers allowance yama kra aba ye be dey ye be tueti aba.
Yes,
you never thought of consequences of this nature. Okay, ko si sen omo a ene ya press conference ya omo ho kikan ebinum de ebufuo ankoye den ankoto aba o.
Yes,
ebinum so de ebufuo ekotutia aban na efa na dwumem no ene ano me hu sa press conference no and I'm a friend madam for Ghana Gamza I say what's up
Boba
I say Chris me a bit ye what I say I say a bit ye so bit ye and I'm say asam na waka no e kasa koa nti chirechiremu I say and I want to impress on say Mati anytime business what's up no what I say mo keka
to me ya manfo adi
ye be ye modi
sandra make say
now we say 250,000 too
yeah
difference is over 900 oh
yeah
what I say it is only part 900 ye be you munyedi because I don't kwa na ba na fa omo no and this for buy me better hand mo be kan kire we say yes copy PMMC na ye dey gold board aba no Accra office no nko asa me je fi yi nipa 300 dedi o we no fa NDC for 300
yeah
manga jira
yes
aya no kure enti no esese hu say wait aya -1+1 o hwe enkofo la kasa ye yo modi dada announcement keke na aka now what is going to happen is say ya prepare NDC for so that number ye yi we no ma ye de we no beba but me so we tira hanom ahye omo bosse
Wuntumi Radio 101.
presidents na NDC for a setting no ye be this are replicating it to the letter
yeah
it's remember nya we say ye be yi obi adi na ya fawo na ya wo de emre a wo be ye adwuma wo honom no say ya buy institution a co-terminus for as long as this government remains in power a co-terminus
yeah
omo kwa
Simplicity.
Because Papa Nyashia.
Boneso Nyashia. No. I said no.
Papa Nyashia. Boneso Nyashi.
Wama prepare nipa be 900 men this for na gu.
Me say.
Yeah.
I know some. Na some yenye ni na tete. Say ni na tete. You understand? Yenye ni na tete.
1.3.
I know some ya prepare omo ko Ghana gas. Omo ko Bank of Ghana. Omo ko Petroleum Commission. Omo ye nimni ye friend say GLPC Foundation. We know ye nimni na. But what we want to assure NDC for the say Papa Nyashia, Bone Nyashi. Itino enjoy as your government lasts.
That is it.
Enjoy as your government lasts, because immediately there is change of government, we will replicate what they are doing today.
All right. Chris, Mame Nase, many message from Isa Fuseni, the Western Regional Communications Director. Osikani, good morning. My wife said I should ask you if you admire the Islamic religion, or were you born a Muslim and eventually converted into a Christian? Your dress is amazing. That Chiamomi said, me Brandon no. Me sa office wear suit this I will me mpe wo de chem kura me de beche. Timinya me African print ya manya che de asisu anu ano no. Enu ana me de ko. Enti no me dress you know na me brand no. Enso eno no director ma ye nchiawo. We do the aban you say okay. We do the aba say me ba mami nyimra. Okay, mami fan free hamra right. Or say Oscar, good morning. Or say greetings to Mr. Chris. Or say Chris, I live at Pung. I love you so much. I know you know Pung.
Oh, why not?
Yeah. One for with Yama. I have a dinner baby out the free so count. Yeah. Oscar, good morning. Things are not moving well. The NPP must be vigilant and work to win 2028 general elections. NDC has nothing to offer the Ghanaian people. Special greetings goes to NPP party leadership in the Hunter West. Sub-Zero Edife Usiejo and our day a buyer. Oscar, good morning. Ghana here the Ghana here the regards to Achemaba and Abna. Also, Oscar, you are doing a great job. Keep it up. Your work will not be in vain. Or say, please, I need you and Ochemaba's phone number. Okay, the beba. I love you guys too much. Okay, thank you so much. Sir, what do you poke if you Kumasi could tell your extension or the buyer? Where you say, Oscar, good morning. In fact, tell Mr. Chris that I am donating $100 of cement. I now do dear kahon. Any baby I do free kahon. So when you no motivate. Yeah. What you say? Because a human bibi anymore. But motivations in kakra bi say na be free mo aba no. Na a share a nipa na cry. Was you about donate $100 of cement? Wow. Chris, finally, yes, also now, yente baku ya akamu nso, emfa enfri na yentimi enso so. Where do you aba? Okay, the fight against Galamsey. Mustafa Bande, abekeka ensem bia, me de me mbu afu. Na mete ase mu. Yeah.
The fight against Galamsey has been lost.
It has been lost.
It's been lost. What I say? We should not even belabor the point. What can I say? Prior to 2024 elections, anytime you are discuss Galamsey issue now.
Yes.
Nya me catch you on say. Nya NDC for the Professor Jampo mu ye nyina no. Just to incite amount for no against Abai. In their desperation to capture political power.
Right.
Yeah. Because because I do recall say Manasseh Azuri pushy one of these NDC communicators to the wall. Say Moba innovation ben amode beba. Momo de be fighting Galamsey ye benya the intended results within the shortest possible time.
Yeah.
And yeah, only Manasseh in Tokwa. Because no only alternative bia. Wafa, and then go for you say I show blue or say I show day. Yeah, entire I show yellow.
Yeah.
Ever since I this you man no what baby. What I say? And yet and I mean people say I coaching in 23 do Western region Hanum. Oko second this is me a farmer. And yeah, me the prisoners come a farm home the last one being just like that last Friday. And then in answer Friday, farm prisoners, me call for mom come farm e call the door home. I remember me never call home now. I won't go yash you. And I'm saying issues, yeah. What I say? Hey, young guys, 26, 22, 24. Obisa say obipo do fi Kumasi and obey galam say no what abo say. O say oba no. Ti say oba ne. Ade tie o mo call site no. Na o hwe boy na. O ti mo say ahod. O say oye ho area hodum ti nkofo no dwane no. We hu baby na all fight no. O dwane no ko security for na bom say.
Na we chi no.
What I say? Because nka onim terrain na and comment me anche because we hwe oye well built. What I say? It was say that ye jailing no kwekuma hanom no. That ye jailing no. Judge no bisa ne say then no worker answer the judge na man judgment. No say sebio ono yawo no onwi ade da. Na ahanom no ba no ba be pen na no aduane. And then akoto amane we mu no. And a judge dey ka che say asem na waka no atona koma so. Heart wrenching into no. And ko decided some go train as super because of the way your kasa intino o man 2 years 2 years or ya serve but as I'm say me ne kasa Friday no ba me farm on na about just some 3 months no serve you understand some of you what your mona odi ya media jamboree epipita ya chi omusa and solve the problem no you understand you me say this fight has been lost. Sagbande no. And you know that some time ago, what scenario say Akufo-Addo should declare a state of emergency. No?
Yes, one.
And then I say, if you declare a state of emergency, it will discourage investors. That time now Akufo-Addo president, they investors in New York. That time they investors in Ghana. What I say? It was just a propaganda a year they put in motion. Just to incite Amanfono against Aban because they were desperately wanting political power.
Yeah.
And they did that and succeeded in getting power. Only for Amanfono to realize, say, Nyana Kofono Nyana Konko the John. Nyana Kofono Omu Yenano. And now Wafa, Galamseko. Professor Jampo of Legon, no leading professor, everybody say a leading Galamseko one guy. Now you took Galamseko. You took Galamseko. You took Galamseko one guy. Now Jampo, I can organize UTAC for. And then you say UTAC executives are more person or call elections. I want Legon.
Yes.
All university campuses. Say I'm going to campaign now. I feel I'm say I will not be a Jampo.
Yeah.
Radio.
I will not be a Jampo.
Adame akamwa abeto
for and sa akamuno and yet Jampo kwaso. Any name associated with Jampo or your Jampo busenya or your Jampo. Say ubo dia people begin to look at you with an eye of contempt. Because say a D Jampo no a synonymous to betrayal. Say a D no a synonymous to betray because so what here Dr. Zatoa or say you Jampo, you are the greatest beneficiary of UTAC. And you know mama you declare you are the greatest beneficiary. And then Professor Jampo weekends would do Gold Coast nightclub or London.
Yes.
What that jacuzzi mu and the massage and I would track anybody social media say yan show.
What do you mean?
Now your lecture will go now. What your friend say massage what I say?
Yeah.
But you see, you be no. Now who say Amanfoa is their question. PhD holders, professors,
doctors.
Now mutimi I buy into this propaganda by Jampo. You easily fell for it. And then Jampo is the greatest beneficiary. Look at the way he's enjoying. And now not to be considered TV3. I will make sure you don't come to TV3 again.
Yes.
The gravitas, the zeal now to me the casa. It is so legendary. But the question is that now who caused him? Now who caused him? You understand? We fell for this cheap propaganda. And then one of the noisiest young politicians I have ever known in this country. And then he's quiet. Bakuno. You know why he is saying? Basintari. Kumasi, a brother half of communication guy, the first Eric Day.
Eric, AJ. Yeah.
How are you? Samit, Abraham,
Oshim,
George, George Wayne. Oh, I don't know quite yet. A lady demonstration there. Now, or the Ghana flag, Kunukoma, or Suye said this country's echo then deck camp of who be is and dead. I don't know. I know about the minister. No, Emma Galam says, and some no, Nenkai Island, Jayana, and I Galam said, I said, Jayana. You understand? You walk Ghana hardware catch him say. And yeah, I don't know what person I Galam say starting here because I do recall say, okay, sometime you didn't never before because Galam say for your to Sumu. Our river price so
yes.
Something that Professor Mills is the late Professor Mills, not a president.
Yeah.
I'm out to one now by Omoba River Prime.
Yeah.
He spoke so passionately about Adiana Galamsey. Until when Professor Mills was president, and Galamsey issues preceded Professor Mills in governance, and preceded Kufuor and preceded Rawlings.
Yeah.
And you end this Abreso and the Galamsey issue, a better Galamsey issue. It's about the saying that Ghana for me falling for this propaganda. Now and there nipa wa jini di why notorious Galamsey ya boni di pa na elembele ndisi chairman no. Elembele ndisi chairman no. Ya boni di ba ono ene win.
MP no.
MP no ne constituency chairman no.
I see.
Ya bomu di pa Erastus. Ne document is why ye nyina no ko ta bomu di pa no ya elembele ndisi chairman. Win MP no any
chairman
because any Denchira honum
chairman
chairman.
Yeah. Aya on fa Memphis Eastern Town.
Yeah.
Nicolas Amanko amo.
Yo.
Yeah, on fa Monson Town.
Yo.
Yeah.
What I say? Na put there omo be so emboldened. Brother half. And this phobia. Forest for kwa koyo mu adwuma omo twe blantan.
Twitwa omo nan no. Yeah.
What I say? Eti no Ghana for no. Nya yete ho no. And you take it or leave it. You are going to live with this for the next 3.5 years. And they will.
Yeah.
We are going to live with it.
And she has up musu.
Yes.
Okay. Chris ma ya na say na Chris answer na obekodo Moro.
Yeah.
Was it there?
Bibia fine. Bibia under control.
Okay.
Everything is under control.
Very well.
Yeah, but Bibia is under control. Yeah. Na Michano.
To me 101.3.
Zila
or the oh my God. Party Kumaro. That is it. That is it. Also. Right. And you know, Chris Labibuate and our tenant kind of member of the NPP regional communications team. Abushia Yemi Muso, Yana production team Nasi or Chemaba Yaru Same Abna Kelly Mana Prekeda Mwasi. Midinho Osikani Frimpong Manso Yemi Muso. On TV no you be crossover to Untumi TV near the Untumi Sports Buffet Abba on radio sono DJ Foreigner ede enyum de air twaso de ama premu toa on radio and TV no ye de ewia prem tu breka se ebo ebeba no nan bo a hia ochema ba no onfa omani punto dwumadie enso emma medal. Good morning, we are out of here.